Well, I don't know what happened there, but either way, we back and we live from our mouths. Your ears. Another episode of Guest from the Stands. It's your boy Earl 91. Uh, Apologize for the tape delay. We had a little conversation with the youth just now, so you know what I'm saying. You know, we getting it in. But either way,
Future Hurricane running back T
hey,
Sizzle.
I hope,
You feel me?
I hope.
I prefer
Hey,
receiver. By the time he come up there,
Fuck
ain't
all
gonna be no
that. I
running back.
prefer if you play something on the defensive side of the ball, but
I heard that.
Yeah.
Nice cornerback.
Well, hey, he's starting his first year.
safety, you know.
I mean, I'll take it back. I'll take back what I said because the best running back of last season. He got them folks mad this year. So I'm gonna start talking about running backs.
It's your boy Big Mike in here. What's happening, people?
Oh, my fault. I'm so sorry.
Coaching artists in the building, man.
It's your boy Big Dell.
What's good, y'all? What's good, man? What a weekend we had, boy! What a weekend we
Who's
had.
that in your? Yeah.
Yo, who is that?
What the fuck? He looked like he looked like a battle.
Now I gotta see.
Bro.
That's the door.
That's your door? Oh my
Look
God,
at him.
money do change it.
Yo,
When is Shador
that's
Carabin that
crazy.
low? Who is that? Who is that for real, though?
This gotta be him in high school, dog.
No, bro. Shador already said hair,
Shador
bro.
was never like that. Yo, his pops got too much money for him to look like that.
Yeah.
No, this high school Shador. It's gotta be.
No, it's not.
No.
His first year at Jackson State.
No, bro. Shador didn't have no facial hair in college. I mean, in high school, bro.
Yeah, what the
Hold
fuck?
on.
Bro, that's not Shador. That is not Shador Sanders, bro.
Yo, that's Meek Mill.
It might be edited a little bit. Hold on.
No lie.
That's Shador Sanders.
That's an edit for that meme or that dude
That's
that
not
chubby dude that
Shador.
was like this.
Hey, that's
What?
hey, look, that
Yeah,
that nigga
facts.
look
That's
like
party.
Hey, that nigga look like
Yeah,
Partisan
homie.
Fontaine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Hey, no bull. He do look like check yes if you like me, check no if you don't. He definitely was asking where my hug at. Man, what's good with y'all, brother? What's good?
It's good.
Man, I'm chilling, man. You know, can't complain. Not a great week.
I feel it, bro. I feel it, man. We got a lot to talk about in a little bit of time. The draft, man. Let's just get back into it. We ended on the draft last week. Let's get back into it. Obviously, we know what happened. We all watched the NFL draft from start to finish. I know Friday and Saturday I was definitely locked into every round. Partially because if basketball wasn't on, there wasn't shit else on television. But
Well.
just being honest here, I'm just being real. But it was a really interesting draft. I think we know why it was interesting.
Yeah, we just
So let's
Bro, Cat just shot the bit from goddamn Poughkeepsie, bro.
yeah.
he's showing up to good Lord.
And
Oh,
Poughkeepsie's pretty far from where I live.
The low hanging fruit is obviously the Shador's conversation. Maybe not low hanging fruit.
No, we're not talking about that.
But-
let's talk
but-
about everything
but-
first.
Let's
talk about
outside of
no.
that. Let's revisit to what we did last week. How did y'all like what your teams did in the draft? Mike, let's start with you.
Oh, I love what my team did in the draft. I love it, bro. I'm glad that we didn't reach for anything. We definitely drafted at some positions of need. I'm never on the side of the sexy pick, but I'm always on the side of the productive pick. With that being said, bro, we drafted offensive lineman for the third time in 4
This
years.
is the Dallas Cowboys, everybody that Mike's talking about with Dallas Cowboys. Which I'm sure y'all knew, but still.
We drafted an
Dallas
offensive lineman for the third time in 4 years in the first round, bro. And he's a dog. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There were some receivers that we could have took. Of course, receivers a glaring hole that we need, D tackle. But I think for what we have, once you lose a Hall of Fame guard and you're able to replace them with somebody who has the potential to be there for a decade,
Right.
that's what you do. And what the Cowboys have been known for over the last I guess, decade or two has been offensive line. So just retooling, bro. Then you go and get um, the second leading sack guy from Boston College. You know, he was second in the NCAA with
Mhm.
sacks and was first in pressures. So I mean, we need another pass rusher. So boom, we got that, and then we got a cornerback who's locked down. We got him in the third round because he had a torn ACL that he's come back from, and it was the
Right.
Cowboys doctor who actually did the surgery. So had he not torn his ACL, he would have been a first rounder. So you know, bro, we did a great job in the draft, bro. A+ for me.
Nar, you weren't here last week, but what do you rate what the Rams did in this year's draft? I don't believe y'all had a second round pick.
Nigga, we didn't have a first round pick
They didn't have
either.
a first.
I thought y'all traded up this year for y'all. Okay. I thought y'all traded up for it. My fault.
No, we traded our fucking first round pick to the Falcons,
Oh, that's right. That's right.
which I don't.
You don't hate it because how the team is constructed.
Damn, Nar. Oh shit. Uh,
Nard on the LET.
Nard, you all right? Okay. I'm gonna read Nard's draft picks till he rejoins us. So in round two,
No,
they
let's go to somebody else. Let's go to somebody else.
oh yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah.
I'll go.
All right. So let's go to
We
the Denver Broncos.
in traditional Broncos form, like I knew that was gonna happen. Our first round pick was gonna be a defensive player when we really needed Omarion Hampton, in my opinion. But you know, they say you find good running backs in the second round, so I'm not
Well,
gonna
y'all
harp
did
on
do
that.
that.
I love y'all
Yeah.
running back, though,
Yeah.
No,
RJ Harvey is a dog.
That's why that's why I'm not mad. I'm not harping on it or anything. It's just
Yeah.
I thought leading up, everybody kept like even Mel had Omarion Hampton on our docket, and the day of, like, it changed. I mean, this is great now that like Patrick could go back to playing like natural. Like, he don't have to go move around a lot as much as it's not an issue for him. You know, he has someone they could rely on. So that's good. We got a tight end that was pretty dope. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at the draft picks. I mean, I did want another receiver. We did get one, Pat Bryan from Illinois. I didn't watch that many Illinois games this year, so I'm not gonna say like how I'm not gonna. I don't know how good he is, but I mean, we do have a quarterback of the future in Bo Nix, so they're both young, so they could build chemistry. I know Cortland. We're probably going to move Cortland in the next 3 to 4 years, so it's like this prepared for the future. We got a tight end too. We got another outside linebacker. So you know, in Broncos fashion, could never end the draft without getting an outside linebacker. Von Miller's not coming back, guys. We got to stop. We got to look at different areas.
I mean,
There's no need.
but I think you needed that though, because I think
We do.
Didn't Drake Greenlaw just get hurt again though?
Yes,
But it wasn't as bad as they said it was. They said it was a
not
torn quad. He just strained his quad.
So he's gonna be back. I mean,
he'll be ready for training camp.
Like, I know.
And I go by Drake Greenlaw, one of my favorite defensive players in the league.
Yeah.
So when they say he was out for the season, I was hurt.
I'm happy we got him on a steal too. So whatever the 49ers cannot have, because you know they've been doing a lot of RICO in the NFL right now. So you know, as long as they can suffer, I'm fine. And you know, rounded out, we got the tight end from Utah. My boy, Jeff. He told me he's pretty solid. So we'll see how that goes. But you know, if I had to give it a grade, I'll say a B+.
Yeah.
B+, A-.
As the resident Pac-12 resident here, I can be honest with you, I didn't watch a lot of Utah games this year because they lost their quarterback, so it was real hard to kind of.
I'm not gonna lie.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna open up my TV and say, "Let me go look at Utah."
No, that's a fact.
Well, I mean, you might not do that, but Utah did have a few primetime games last year, like when they played Florida and shit like that.
Yeah, but you know,
you can catch them, but you're not gonna catch a fucking, you know what I'm saying, Utah Oregon State game.
You're not rushing home to watch it. But
that's what I say that, Nard. Like, I know they was playing, but like, I'm not
Right.
gonna flip over and like, hey, let me go watch
Yeah.
Utah when like Arizona or somebody else is playing, or like
Yeah,
Colorado.
facts.
So, I mean, I'll give it a B plus A minus. So I'll see
Nar,
what that does.
now we got you back. How do you grade the Rams? Y'all draft picks this year.
Hold on, so you didn't hear? So you didn't hear anything I just
No,
said?
we couldn't hear you.
Brother, we ain't hear a word you said, brother.
Yeah,
That's why
we
we
didn't
moved
skip
on.
you. No, we said we couldn't hear you.
Swear to God.
I
Hey, that
swear.
boy's over there talking his ass
He was
off.
up there, Nar
Oh
Kuiper
my
Jr.
God, bro! I just gave a motherfucking soliloquy.
Bro, we ain't hear a word you said, fam. That's
Bro,
why we
we was
moved
like,
All
on.
right,
Nar,
so
Nar.
This
I'm
nigga
gonna
was
do.
over
I'm
here
gonna
with
do.
Mel Hodgson,
Damn.
the illustrator and all.
All right, so look, here's what happened. All right,
Okay, all right.
we fucking suck. Les Snead didn't look like Les Snead. We traded out of the first round to the Falcons for another first round pick next year. So next year we'll have 2 first round picks. But at the end of the day, I feel like we needed to address 2 positions mainly to me. Wide receiver and corner. I feel like the cornerstone of our team, period, which it has been, you could say for the last fucking what, 12 years since we drafted Aaron Donald, has been our defensive line. And although it's not a single player now, it's still the heart and soul of our team with those 3 young guys um, on the defensive line, that 2 of which are going into their second year, both who are up for defensive rookie of the year. And then you got Byron Young, who's only going into his 3rd year. So with those guys holding down the front 4, and really being able to stop the run as well as put pressure on the quarterback and allow those guys in the back half to really play. I feel like we should have addressed that need at corner to really get somebody who can lock down. And then now we're not only um, not stopping the run and creating pressure on the quarterback. We're turning those into turnovers. You know what I'm saying? Getting the ball back to the offense. And then obviously the need a receiver. We didn't address that at all. I mean, we got a receiver in the fucking 7th round, and then we drafted that tight end out of Oregon
With Jonte
in the
Weston.
2nd round, who I think is going to be good. But at the end of the day, I feel like we needed a true receiver because although Puka Nacua is good, he's like that to me. We need someone who could take the top off of the defense and do it consistently and be a 1A, 1B type thing, not just a fast guy, like a guy who's a true receiver, but he has over the top speed. And although the draft wasn't super deep, I just feel like this year, unless, you know what I'm saying, because you got to think, even trading for 2 first round picks next year, nigga, it ain't like you setting yourself up for Jeremiah Smith. He don't come out. He's not able to come out to the year after that. So it's like we needed to address the receiver position. We didn't do that. So to me, I would give us a fucking D.
You say you
Mm.
didn't get a receiver this year?
In the
They got no
7th
Jonte.
round?
They
Oh,
got no Jonte
yeah,
Weston out of
yeah,
Colorado, 7th round.
yeah. Okay.
No. We didn't get him. We got some motherfucker from Pittsburgh.
Y'all got Keandre. Wait, hold
I don't
on.
know his
Oh,
name.
that's the Chargers. Y'all got Concada Mumpfield.
Yeah, exactly. They just want to draft niggas from the fucking Polynesians because they think they all gonna be pooping the
Oh,
cooler.
well, there goes our Chick-fil-A sponsorship.
Oh shit!
All right, Dale. The Raiders. Y'all had a
The
hell of a
Raiders.
all of the draft pundits gave y'all at least an A for addressing a lot. Obviously the big splash was Aston Genty, but what do you feel about what the Raiders did? Y'all had 3 third-round picks, and yeah, no picks in the 5th, but shoot, you had multiple picks in every round except for the 7th and the 1st.
I thought our 2nd round pick. I thought we should have went with a corner. Because we could use some more secondary help. Obviously I love Genty at number 1 or at number 6, our first pick for running back. We need one bad. I don't think we should let Josh Jacobs go, but they didn't want to pay that price. So at replenishing that position with Ashton Genty is perfect. I do like the kid out of Iowa State, Darren Porter, that we got in the 3rd round. I know we needed to retool our offensive line. But our first and 2nd 4th round pick, I know we're not getting into it now. I thought they were gonna draft Shador since he was right there
Right.
on both the 4th round picks we had.
Right.
But I mean, South Carolina did have a really good defensive line this year,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm a little worried because of those two ends that they had that were premium like first rounders.
Yeah.
I am a little worried that the guy that we got from South Carolina might be a little overrated
Right.
because he was playing with those two guys on the
Okay.
ends. But other than that, I think we just addressed our needs. We kind of just retooled. Since next year is supposed to be a better quarterback draft, we'll see what happens then. I mean, we got a stable guy in Gino, so we'll just
I'm
see.
I'm gonna tell you what I do like about y'all draft pick, and you know me. I watch the obscure football, right? I watch the Pac-12. I watch Division 1 double A shit. Look, 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 look. Cam Miller,
Oh my God. Is he hurt?
North Dakota State's quarterback that y'all drafted in the 6th round.
Hmm.
I'm not putting a lot of stock in him because again, he is going to be working his way up from North Dakota State. But that dude's a multiple-time national champion. And if you remember, look, it could be nothing. But if you do remember, he was lighting motherfucking Colorado up. Now, Colorado, to be fair, didn't have a secondary to save their goddamn life. But at the same time, we've seen quarterbacks come out of lower tier schools and produce. I'm not putting stock in it per se with him, but I do think that, you know what I'm saying, he's somebody to watch. We'll
Ain't
just see
nobody to
what
watch, man.
happens.
Look at the history of them quarterbacks from that damn school. They fucking suck.
What, Josh
Carson
Rose,
Wentz, Trey
Carson Wentz,
Lance.
Trey Lance were,
and
were
him,
pro. Yeah, but they were pros. They just got into
Mike,
bad.
Mike,
Well,
Mike, say,
No,
Carson
Mike,
no, they
Mike,
weren't.
Carson
No,
Wentz,
Trey Lance
Mike,
is not a
Mike,
pro.
yeah,
Trey
Mike,
Lance
what's
Carson
was not a
Wentz,
pro. He is not a pro. He is
Mike,
not a
what
pro.
school is
He's a
this again,
COVID
Mike?
baby.
North
Stop it.
Dakota State.
North Dakota State, bro.
Not, now. Look. I'm not saying.
Trey
Come
Lance is a
on,
Nigga,
COVID
this
baby.
is
He's
not
not real.
Fargo. This is not the movie Fargo. Like,
You
listen,
see?
bro. I'm saying this, man. I wouldn't be. I would just say this. He's a backup. Yes, that's true. He's coming there clearly to be a backup. But I know what I saw with that dude, and that dude got a damn rocket for an arm. Now, whatever happens to him in the pros happens to him in the pros. But I don't think y'all wasted a pick with Shador being gone in the 6th. You should have taken Shador 2nd round or whatever the fuck. Y'all definitely should have been the team to take him. But whatever, you know. I do think that y'all overall did address a lot of needs. Y'all need a receiving core badly. So y'all got to build that shit up in your draft. For 3 wide receivers, I think at least 2 of them are going to get some kind of PT between the preseason and early this season. Um, but yeah, I mean, shoot, you know, y'all are building right now, so just continue on. But shoot, I'll go for the Steelers. Um,
Hold on. What's your grade, Dale?
yeah, what's your grade there?
Um, I'm gonna go with a B plus.
Okay,
Okay.
I know
that's solid.
everybody's giving us an A, but I just feel like if we got Shador in our room and during the fourth round,
Damn.
I'm saying I know what everybody was looking at, but during the fourth round, especially our last pick in the fourth round, I was thinking to myself, why not? Because
With what all
that's a
y'all
why
had
not
already
on a four.
picked, yeah, with what all y'all had already picked, I ain't mad at that. Yeah,
That's a why not at the fourth round.
and y'all
I'm
picked
not
what 4 more picks or 5 more picks after that too, or some shit like that.
no. I'm oh,
After
you talking about in general? Yes.
yeah, in the
We had four
after that
picks
fourth,
after that.
yeah. So
We
yeah,
had
hell
four
yeah,
picks
you could
after that. But I'm saying though, like once we get to a certain point and
have.
he's still there, it just feels like taking a flyer on that guy
Yeah.
wouldn't have hurt. I mean, if at worst, if he was as malcontent and bad attitude as everybody says he is or was in those interview process,
hmm
then yeah, then kick him out because he's only a fourth round pick. It ain't gonna kill you.
Yeah. You a lot of these guys that y'all picked past the 4th round are probably going to be practice team guys at best. So it wouldn't have hurt to get them.
Exactly.
Hell, it would have been good. Good for the franchise. You damn. I mean, Raiders jerseys are popular, but who the fuck wasn't buying a Shador Sanders Raider jersey? Like, come on, bro. That's a big notable franchise with a
It probably
notable
would have been
last
a hit in
name.
Colorado.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, notable franchise, notable last name. Come on, bro. But yeah, I'm with you on that. The Steelers. Okay, so
Wow, they lost.
I cannot give us an A. I can't give us an A because I feel like what was out there versus what we need, especially in that quarterback position, is so jarring. There's no way I can give an A, even with us selecting Will Howard. Defensive tackle, you got to really look at it, regardless of where on the defensive line, you got to start looking at pressure replacement to replace Cam Hayward. So I understand it. We did need a running
Cam Hayward got
2, maybe 2. No, I'm just being honest. I mean, he's just getting older.
No, I'm not.
Caleb Johnson replacing Caleb. I think Caleb Johnson was a dog. He was arguably a top 3 running back in the Big Ten this past year, so I'm not mad at that. For especially replacing what did we just Najee Harris? Yeah, Najee Harris. I'm not mad at that. The steal of the draft to me. One of the steals was getting Jack Sawyer in the 4th round. Listen.
Yeah.
Jack Sawyer is a dog. He will be a playmaker from the time he gets PT. I don't know about day one being an edge rusher. He might.
I wonder why he
Name me one Ohio State defensive end that lived up to the billing after they got drafted.
No, I understand. I'm just talking about for him.
Okay, Nick.
No, Joey did his thing too, bro.
To me, doing your thing is like
he a multiple-time Pro Bowl.
Bro, after when I look at him, I look at 4 years old, bro. Who was
the other nigga who went to the Commanders? That nigga,
Chase Young. Chase didn't really live up. Chase, I don't think Chase,
I mean, to me, they remind me of Ohio State quarterbacks. I mean,
but he was drafted number 2, so of course we got him in the 4th round. So,
that I'm just talking about I'm just talking about production. Period. I'm not saying.
Ohio State
didn't get him for a steal, but I'm just saying it's not like we talking about Ohio State receivers here.
Historically, no, we're not talking about it, but that's why every dog gets their day. You know what I'm saying?
To me, their defensive linemen look better in college, just like their quarterbacks.
We'll see. I'll tell you one thing.
He could end up being a dog.
He could. But yeah, Jack Sawyer was really high on him. Getting Dante Kent in the 7th round. I'm not mad at taking him, but my issue is we could have gotten a better cornerback in earlier rounds. Then go wait until the 7th round. The cornerback has been such a glaring need that we've had for now this past 2 seasons. So I'm gonna say a solid B for the Steelers. I think we addressed needs, but again, what we left on the table versus what's been a glaring issue. I mean, dog. We haven't drafted a quarterback in the 1st round since 2004.
You haven't needed to.
We haven't needed to, but we have needed to. Well, we kind of have needed to for the last, at least since 2017, to get prepared for this. We did not do that, and even once Ben was falling off, we never prepared even then. So with a quarterback room of Skylar Thompson and Mason Rudolph, this is very infuriating to have seen this draft go this way. But it is what it is. Maybe they're waiting for next year's draft class with quarterbacks, but I just don't see how you don't try to address this now in any way. But we'll see. Whatever. I hope Aaron Rodgers is not on the way. If he is, I'll take him. But to be honest with you, man, they pissed me off so bad. I might be yelling Duval from the top of my lungs this year. Fuck it.
I thought you was. I thought you
was yelling Duval.
I thought you was doing.
Listen, man.
I mean, you're only 3 hours away.
You're right. So my Jacksonville Jaguars. Let me tell you what they did in the draft.
You're only 3 hours away.
My Jacksonville Jaguars. They did. Hey, man, it's
have some shame.
I wish I could have some shame. If the Steelers had pride, I'd have shame. Now,
so what's your grade, brother?
My grade is a B plus. I can't give them an A because of the fact that you just quarterback is such a glaring need. There's no way you're getting an A drafting Will Howard in the 6th round. I'm sorry.
Hey,
There's just no way that's happening.
He won.
I understand he won. Yeah, but you could have gotten quarterbacks.
No, but hey, look, Arch Manning and Cade Klubnik come out next year.
They do.
No.
They do.
No, they keep a lot
Arch
of people say Arch might actually stay for the senior year.
Yeah, he may
I
stay.
mean, the money's good. Shit.
You gotta remember,
Money is good.
he don't need. Yeah, we keep saying money's good. He don't need none of this. I've been rich since he was 6. Not even 6. I've been rich before he was born.
I'm saying the money in Texas is good. He
Yeah,
don't need it right now.
He don't need nothing.
No.
His
He's
uncle
one.
is paying
Listen,
Madden.
he is one gas station.
He said if niggas was
commercial
still
away.
only getting scholarships, it wouldn't matter to him.
Yeah, like
Facts. Oh, scholarships.
but you know what? A lot of people brought up New Orleans being like trying to like that spot for Shador that they thought like everybody like we all thought Shador was going to go to New Orleans, and if you didn't think so, you obviously were right. But as a football guy, everybody thought that's what they were going for. But my uncle, he was like, "Hey, where's Arch Manning family from?" And I was like,
"From the
Louisiana."
Come on.
And he said, "You know, his grandfather has been like hitting like the Saints and the Cowboys are like the two teams that he would want his grandson to play on."
Of course.
So I mean. We shall see. I mean, I do like Arch game in those 4. He started with 4 games last year, right?
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, and the 4 games he started, you clearly see who was a better quarterback between him and Quinn, for sure.
I will say I like Quinn in Miami though.
I do like Quinn in Miami. I think that it's a really good safety blanket. And I think the way that Quinn plays football, their styles won't clash if you have to replace him for Tua, because he's got a really big arm. Can move out of the pocket some, but for the most part, that arm is really, really big. So pause.
No, he got a rocket of an arm for sure.
Yeah. So I don't think if Tua does go down, Lord forbid, you're not going to come in there and have a quarterback going doing checkdowns all of a sudden. That ain't really going to happen with Quinn. Quinn will get in there. So it's a good safety blanket.
I have to ask y'all a question, right? We all are happy that Cam Warren got drafted number 1 for the most part.
Yes, 100%.
And we're all happy of the gesture that Warren Moon did for Cam Warren and giving him number 1.
Talk about it. That was a class personified move. And I know I don't want to bring up Abdul Carter because it's a different position. Yeah, but we do have to address it. I'm kind of torn in between the Abdul Carter thing. Like, yes, like you get a generational defensive player, and you will want your best player in your franchise history to acknowledge it. Like, I felt like the way Lawrence handled it. I wouldn't handle it that way, but I'm also not Lawrence Taylor, and I didn't live the life Lawrence Taylor did. So Lawrence Taylor has all the right to say no to Abdul Carter, and I do understand carving out your own lane, but sometimes like it's much easier for quarterbacks offensive players to pass the number along to another offensive player than a defensive player to pass a number along, because that's more. That's more near and dear because they feel like they did more than their offensive guy. Nar, go ahead.
Listen, bro. Listen. I feel you. But Warren Moon ain't Lawrence Taylor.
You feel
yo. Thank you.
One nigga's probably might be the greatest nigga to ever play football.
Exactly. Dog. Like, what are we doing here, man?
He won defensive rookie of the year and defensive player of the year in the same year.
And
he won MVP as a defensive player,
bro.
Like, bro, listen,
people that ever do that.
Carter, no, hell, nigga, you better off trying to do what he did and get your own number retired, because it's like you have your first year has to be the greatest season that niggas have ever seen in the last 30, 40 years.
No, of all time.
This season coming up. or you already behind the 8 ball and look dumb wearing it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like there's that with one, and I'm not disrespecting Warren Moon at all. Like Cam Ward is in a position where one was already his number going into it. Like he's been wearing one for forever. So that's one thing. Abdul Carter 56 would be brand new, and it's like you're wearing it solely because of him. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing.
Yep. No,
And then
I'm not
it's
with
like
it
the
either.
level of play that you have to have. Like I wouldn't even want that type because you're already the number 3 overall pick, and that comes with its own pressure. But to do that on top of it means, nigga, fuck number 3, nigga. I know I'm about to go to the Hall of Fame. Like it's no question. You know,
Right.
so it's just like I wouldn't even want to do that. Like, fuck no. Create
Like,
your own shit, like you said, and then because nigga, who was 56 before Lawrence Taylor, nigga? So who will be 00 or whatever you pick, or maybe you try to carry that 11 from Penn State. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Who was that before you had it? And that should be the
Micah?
question.
Nah, Micah didn't wear that in Penn State.
Huh?
no, Mike
What
didn't wear
number?
11
Yeah, he
at Penn
did.
State.
All of
Micah,
them.
Micah
LeVar
didn't wear
Arrington
11.
wore
LeVar
11.
Arrington
Michael
was a
wore
starter.
11, and Abdul wore 11.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
11's like LSU 7.
Yeah.
True.
You know,
We
Nar,
got about
I
5
agree with
minutes.
everything that you say, bro. There's really no point in belaboring. I agree with everything you say, bro. Like, dog, the man's arguably the greatest player ever. Nigga, no. Hell no. I'm sorry, bro. No. So yeah,
Hey, man.
I
No, I'm in between because it's like Michael Irvin said the reason why he don't want number 88 to be retired because he wants to be remembered when people.
but the difference between Irvin,
They still
if
gotta
I'm
say
not
his
mistaken,
name.
there was
Yeah.
already another 88 before them,
Yeah,
right?
he
Wasn't
wasn't number 1. Drew
it was
Pearson.
Drew Pearson before him. Like there was no 56 that we gave a fuck about before Lawrence Taylor. And again, dog, if somebody tells you Lawrence Taylor the greatest player of all time, you just got to accept their answer. You know what I'm saying?
what's
Like, even
what's
how
the
often
chances?
do you see
What's the
linebackers
chances of
wearing
it?
56 on any team for real?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You really don't see that often.
Yeah,
Right.
like what's the chances of, you know what I'm saying, the LeBron James happening again? Where
Exactly.
Nah,
Exactly.
G shit though. G shit.
Exactly. Like if
And then
Aaron
you gotta
Donald
think about
wanted
it.
to feel
If
that way
LeBron
about
would
it,
have got drafted by the Bulls, Jordan would have still told his ass no.
No,
yeah,
exactly.
exactly. Like if Aaron Donald wanted to do that to a young up and coming
that's part of the
20,
reason
30
why they
years,
didn't get him. That's part of the reason why they didn't get him in 2010.
Nigga,
hey,
as a fan, fool, I would never want to see another D lineman wear 99 in my life for the Rams.
never. I hope don't
Like,
nobody wear
bro,
99
because
for the
like,
Rams.
nigga, you will not be like. I'm sorry. Like, I believe it when I see it, and if you are that good, then nigga, let's retire 47. But I don't think you're gonna be that good.
Yeah, bro. That's for you.
Like, it's certain niggas where it's like, bro, the act like even like Aaron Donald is one who's like, honestly, the only nigga who could compete with Lawrence Taylor for like possibly being the greatest defensive player ever. You know what I'm saying? Lawrence Taylor did it in a different way. He was more violent, playing from the linebacker position, so it looked a little bit different, looked a little bit faster. But just from a straight, and I'm not even saying it because I'm a fan, nigga. Look at the stats yourself.
No, I
Just
think
from a
all of us
stats
are in agreement,
perspective,
bro.
fool, like nigga, Aaron Donald.
Yeah, I'm trying to
case,
argue
you know what I'm
against
saying? Like,
Nard.
nigga,
Like, I'm trying to argue against Nard. Like, I'm trying to find an argument of like
No,
that's another better defensive player than
no, bro. I
Lawrence
think
Taylor.
we
ain't
all
gonna find one, bro.
bro. You
I
gotta go
mean,
find it. Like
You're not.
I was gonna
In
pick
our generation,
I-
Aaron Donald is the best in our generation, bro.
Oh, hell
Ever.
yeah.
No
I was
question.
gonna say the murderer. I was gonna say the murderer.
Nah, bro.
Who?
Talk about Ray.
The murderer.
Ray was amazing. He's
Ray
another
was
guy
amazing,
who
dog.
You know what I'm saying?
Out of
Personally
every
love
year
him
that
'cause he
Aaron
went to
Donald,
Miami. So I got that connection there. Just
Bro.
like I like Aaron Donald
But
also
no.
because he played for the
Look.
Rams. Just being honest though, like the way Aaron Donald, bro, you'll never see another 3-tech,
I'm gonna
defensive tackle that gets pressure on the quarterback and pass rushes like that. That's unheard of.
Like
number of sacks that he got. The only nigga who has more sacks than him from that position was motherfucking played for the Eagles. What's his name? He died.
Reggie White.
Reggie White. You know what I'm saying? Like you talking
and
about
that's what I was gonna say,
come
bro.
on,
Like
bro.
if it's Reggie White or something like that, cool. But to me, all right, look. In my
92.
lifetime, well, in our lifetime, I could say for guys that were like that, Aaron Donald, Reggie White. I think you got to put J.J. Watt in there. I think
You don't put Von Miller in there.
No.
I think you also. I know he didn't win a lot, but I think the domination that Luke Kuechly had, You got to put
Yeah,
Luke
Oh
Kuechly in
yeah,
there too.
I ain't gonna
absolutely,
hold you. If we talking
Yeah.
absolutely.
all-time front sevens, he may depending on that. Like, look, yo, because okay, here's the thing, bro, and this is why
Mhm.
it gets rough when it comes to that Mike linebacker position, bro. You got niggas like Patrick Willis. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Didn't win a Super
Mhm.
Bowl, but he's a hall like Patrick Willis was fucking lead. You got Ray Lewis. You got
Yep.
motherfucking niggas like Kuechly. It's like
Derek
I don't,
Brooks.
you know what I'm saying? Fred
Derek
Warner to me
Brooks.
is still
Yeah.
young.
Like you got to think, bro. Kuechly, every year of his
Now
career was an
Kuechly was
All Pro.
disgusting, bro.
He was
I'm
an All
mad that he
Pro
had the
every
head
year,
injuries
bro.
he had, bro. He was disgusting.
He was
Who?
an All Pro every year. Luke Kuechly.
Who?
Like, come
Oh yeah, he
on,
was.
man. Yeah, bro. Like, come on, bro.
Him and
Aaron.
Bobby were the best of their generation, best of the 2010s.
Yeah, bro.
All
And
Like,
right, so
come
Bobby's
on.
still one of the
we
best.
talking about this. Let me ask y'all this.
All right.
Now I know it's early and you don't know until they play, but out of this draft, who are players that you feel like would be maybe on that type of level? You know what I'm saying? When their career is getting there, because all these guys that we're talking about started out young, on fire. You know what I'm saying? Who are
I'm
some
gonna
of the
be
guys who
real.
y'all think may start
Gentry
offense
is
or
the only
defense?
guy I
I
can
think
think that'll get up there.
I got two. I think Abdul Carter got a real shot, but I do
Yeah,
think he didn't do himself any favors with this number shit. Because
Now
you know
remember, he's coming
it's
off an
about
injury
narrative.
too. He just
Yeah,
had
it's about
surgery.
narrative. But I'm gonna be real. If I'm going out of the first round specifically, the guy I'm safest with of that level, give
I
me
say
Will
Gentry.
Campbell. I think Will Campbell could really come in
At
On
and
some
be
Joe
safety,
that
Thomas shit.
and be on some Joe Thomas shit. Yes, bro. Absolutely. I
Joe
think he's
Thomas
in the
played
I'm
for
right
an
org.
ass
I
team, but
think
probably one of the greatest offensive tackles of all
I
time.
think he's in the right generation.
10,000 straight.
He's
and
in
now
the
he looks
right
like a retired basketball player. You know, got so small.
mhm. But I think Will Campbell is the one for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think. So linemen are always the hardest to. That's the hardest position to kind of grade, but they're the safest bet when you're in this type of conversation. Um, I agree with Will Campbell. I think Genty is going to be a hell of a player too.
You do? That's
I think
interesting. Hey, look, because it could go two different ways for this nigga. He could end up like not necessarily Derrick Henry, but like a Marshawn Lynch, or he could end up Trent Richardson.
for sure, but I've seen it. I think he has good vision. His balance is just crazy though, bro. Like I think one thing I would like for him to do though, I don't want him to get like Maurice Jones-Drew as far as the size.
Stay in shape.
Yeah, I don't want him to get any bigger than he is right now. He's already 5'9", 225, 230. Like I don't want him to be any bigger than that at 5'9".
I feel it.
So
Wait. He's 230?
Yeah, bro, he like 225, 230,
Oh
bro.
no.
For me,
At 5'9",
first
no sir.
He's a thicker back, bro.
Yeah, no sir.
for me, I'm gonna say Ashton is gonna have the best start to his career out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think Cam is gonna have the best career out of this draft. His career is gonna start off slow just because.
It's gonna start off ass.
Yeah, because just like
In
I've
Tennessee.
been talking about this for like years with my other friends. It's like if you know you're gonna draft a quarterback coming up to this draft, and you know free agency is right before the draft, and you know like for you to have a good rookie, you're likely to have some form of like a solid foundation around him, so it doesn't look like he is a very bad player. And then you have people asking, "Did you make the right pick?" So like, I never understood like what teams like draft quarterbacks. They don't like retool their O line, to save that guy for his first couple of years. Because I remember when I was like real young and Eli Manning first got
Bro,
drafted.
hold on, bro. I'm sorry to cut you off, bro. Did Ben Simmons just airball a 5-foot shot?
Yes,
did.
yes,
He did.
What
yes.
why
playoff
you
team is Ben
acting
Simmons on?
like you
He on the
surprised
Clippers.
Ben Simmons doing that?
He's playing great defense this series.
Yeah.
Bro.
He
Well,
only in there for
they
defense.
throw. Yeah, I'm about to say they throwing him to irritate Jokic.
Yeah,
He's been
he's
doing
playing
it.
hell
Yeah,
of.
he's doing a good job too.
Yeah, he's doing hell
6'10",
of.
bro. He shot an airball in the paint.
Hey, man. But yeah, like I just think about back to what I said, like when Eli first got drafted, like the offensive line was so bad, like they almost killed Kurt Warner before Eli got to start. So like, if you know like you don't have things to protect this guy, you have money to do it. It's not like you don't got money. Like you don't have to pay this guy for another 4 years. So like try the best you can do like to help his future, build his confidence. Because like Earl knows, I'm still a big Bryce Young fan because how he progressed this season. Like people wrote him off because the team didn't do anything for him to succeed. And by the time the end of the year, he finally figured out how to play within that chaos. And then people say, "Oh, maybe he wasn't a bad draft pick." No, he was not a bad draft pick. He was in a fucked up situation. So like, teams don't do good when they draft quarterbacks. Like you get good quarterbacks, but you don't have anything good around them to support their success. Because it, like, look at like for instance, CJ first year, he looked amazing. Because you know what, they had people there to support him. They had a good O-line. They lost some of the guys the following season due to free agency, but still, he came into a good situation and good and solid weapons. So I feel like if I'm drafting a quarterback, that's the first thing I'm thinking about when the season's over. Who can I protect this guy with?
For sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think the next 2 years they need to go offensive line and like look for a solid tight end that's going to help with that line, and also be able to be a great offensive weapon for him too. A good safety blanket, yeah, because especially in today's day and age, this I would say is the tight end renaissance. Yeah, I think we fell off a few years per se, but I think right now the tight end position is in its renaissance era, right?
I only think the one bad year for tight ends was, and I don't want to mention this guy's name, but you know when Aaron Hernandez went to jail, it was a bad couple.
I mean, look, Aaron Hernandez had a.
I mean, it wasn't bad for me because Jason Witten was getting his.
No. I'm talking about as the league. Like Witten was already there. Witten was already established.
Yeah,
that was some genius shit that they had going on. A two tight end set between him and Gronk.
Yeah. I mean, Greg Olsen was pretty young. Like he wasn't the Greg Olsen of like the later years. But that 2012 to 14, like a lot of tight ends was just fine. Like Travis
speaking
Kelce,
of tight ends, what's it called? George Kittle just got paid today a 4-year extension for 76 mil. Yeah, 76 mil.
I knew that was coming.
I would have never done that in my fucking life.
For George Kittle?
No,
4 years. How old is this nigga?
Not at 31 years old.
But the thing is,
bro, that production is about to drop rapidly after this season.
No. The thing is, Nard, is that they go based on like
2 years off of it.
Yeah, you're gonna get 2 years.
Nard, yeah, I think they getting 2, maybe a third.
For it, like based on analytics, George Kittle, under 100 targets, his catch percentage is close to 87%. So 87% of the times he's gonna catch the ball. Like so, it's like his contract was based off of analytics because he don't get targeted a lot. So
yeah, I mean he ain't even been in the league 10 years yet. This is his big payoff. This is his big payday. Yeah,
and Debo leaving, if somebody has to get paid.
I mean, for sure. I mean, look, he had 1,100 yards last year. I'm just saying the nigga's old, bro. I just think he's gonna have 800 yards this season coming up. He's gonna have 600 yards next season and the season after this year, and that's gonna be it.
No, but the thing is, that is Purdy guy. Like that's Purdy guy. Like Purdy works within the numbers with him, so he's gonna get target. He may not have the same flair as George Kittle 3 years ago, but he's gonna get targets. I'm not comparing him to Witten.
He was all pro this past year.
I'm not gonna compare him to Witten because they're two different styles of tight end. But if he could play like the Jason Witten of like the Dak Prescott early years, he can fulfill that contract.
I think you'll get 2. I mean, just looking at the trend and the trajectory he's been at, I think you'll get 2. Out of that 4, I could see 2 years for sure living up to the contract. You might squeeze out a third as a Pro Bowl voting.
I'll say this: as if it's no like, if it's
that's what I'm like a voting a substitute. Yeah.
If it's not no super scare injury, I could see him getting 3 years out of that contract.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen a fall off from him. I think the year 2022. He had 17.
We did see a fall off, nigga. Remember you were talking about How he fell off?
No. 20. I was a mad fantasy owner. I wasn't serious. I was a mad fantasy owner. I mean, the last 2 years, he's had 1,000 and 1,100 yards. He had that one bad year. Realistically, he only had 2 bad years, quote unquote, for the class that he's in. He had a year where he had 765 yards in 15 games, and then a year he only played 8 games. Well, the COVID year I can't really count. I mean, I guess you do got to count it, but he only played 8 games and he had 634 yards. But other than that, he's been near or at 1,000 every year except his rookie year. So at 31, if we're at 31 now, 32, 33, maybe 34 looks like a Pro Bowl player, and then shit, he fulfills it.
Yeah, but he also plays like an O-line for the most part. Like that's another thing too. He's probably one of the best blocker.
Yeah, he's easily the best blocking tight end in football. No question.
Yeah,
no question.
He plays through contact. So I know that. Hey man, shout out to getting paid, man.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, outside of that, the draft. I guess we got to have a conversation. Shador. Okay, I don't want to have the. Did anybody catch? Did anybody catch Chris Carter? His conversation about Shador.
Yeah, I saw it.
All right, yo. Before you go, Earl, about that, Earl.
Yeah.
To the people that are saying this, and this is a very touchy word to say about the National Football League. Yes, I know they have owners that been alive since Nixon been president. I'm very aware of that. But when you say the word slavery about the NFL, just think about you got to stop that, because if $40 million for 4 years is slavery, I made the wrong. Yeah, I made the wrong, and I'm not condoning slavery. We're not condoning. No. But if that's what you consider slavery, bro, I should have played for the Springfield Rifles when I got the opportunity at 13 years old. If I knew that was my future, you got to stop saying that it's slavery.
I've always said it is. It's just like people who say we're not our ancestors. We throw these hands. It's very disingenuous and disrespectful to people who went through slavery to call the NFL anything remnants of slavery. It is so disrespectful. I'm not going to get into the nooks and crannies of what slavery was, but it is so disrespectful just on the surface level to say that the NFL is slavery. And I think it's very irresponsible, especially for Black people, to say that, because what you're doing, just think about this. What you're doing is giving a visual representation of slavery. And when you do that, what people who try to misinform and take away from how bad slavery was will say, well, if it was like that, maybe it wasn't so bad. And people will run with narratives like that. And that's a very dangerous thing to do. Even being a butler today is not like slavery. Let's just, there was nothing in the history of this world that was ever like the transatlantic slave trade. So let's just stop, please. That being said, did anybody catch Chris Carter's comments on Shador Sanders? I will say this for me. Some stuff I think was a little out of touch. I'm very cautious when people talk about wearing chains and this, that, and the third. It's real touchy for me. But the overall general message, Chris Carter wasn't cooning or nothing like that. He was talking about the business of football.
Just talking about business in general. Sure.
Business in general. But because what I did like that he kept pointing out that this is a job.
Yeah.
And I think that people, yes, Shador had first round level talent, especially when you look at the pool of quarterbacks that were available. He should have been the second quarterback taken off the board, if not top 3. You can make a case for Jackson Dart. I think people are really wilding, saying Jackson Dart was just eons worse than Shador. Y'all didn't watch football. Jackson Dart's a pretty good goddamn quarterback. Actually, I would have been fine had we taken him instead of Shador. I'd have said, well, at least we got Jackson. because I know what I saw.
Man,
That I could make case for it. That being said,
we'll agree to disagree on that one. But
yeah,
it is
no,
close.
that's right. Yeah, it's close. I'm just not going to be like, wow, we downgraded that bad if we took him instead of Shador. Because what we ended up with in Will Howard, what the fuck?
Mid, not even mid. Reggie,
But
not even Reggie. Tobacco.
Mike, what
You know,
did you feel about the conversation that Chris Carter had about Shador Sanders' draft process?
so remember I texted you the other day, bro, and I said I can't wait to pod for this thing in particular, for this conversation in particular. Chris highlighted a bunch of stuff that I wanted to highlight, bro. So you know me, I'm not opinionated. I'm really not opinionated at all. And then when it does come to opinions, I tend to reason with both sides. I can always put the shoe on the other foot and get it from both perspectives. Um, Perspective one, no, you don't go into, as he said, bro, it's a job interview. You feel me? So, when you go into a job interview, when you're going to sell yourself, you're going to market yourself or whatnot, you got to remember, bro, you don't have the means to dictate what goes on like you do when you're choosing high school, when you're choosing a college. Like this is the NFL, bro. These are 32 teams, and they pick who they want to pick on their teams. You know what I'm saying? Um, so we're gonna start even before the Chris Carter thing, bro. Like we're gonna get fully into it. Dion started this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? With the whole, oh, I'm gonna pull the Eli, or you know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. You want to do that? Cool,
Oh
bro.
yeah, in the day.
You
Hold
want
on.
to do that?
Let me get it
Cool.
right.
But
Get it
nigga,
right.
let's just keep it. Let's keep it a buck, bro. These motherfuckers hear what you're saying, bro. Like they hear that shit, bro. And then people may question, oh, Eli did it, they didn't give backlash to him or whatever. Like, granted, Eli also didn't have a father who was as polarizing as Prime is. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like Deion Sanders, the name, the brand that comes behind that is something totally different. You feel me? Granted,
It's like Pepsi.
Shador itself is a brand. You feel me? So let's get into the his his uh his interviews, bro. You bringing the entourage, like, come on, like, why you bringing a cameraman? You bringing the whole entourage to an interview? Like, fam, if you was to go to, if you were to go to, I don't know, let's say, ENY, you go to EY for an interview to be an accountant, bro. You think you gonna bring your homeboys with you in that interview and get the job? No, fam, that just doesn't. It's not gonna work like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, So you have to conduct yourself a certain way, bro. Play the game so you don't have to play a game no more. Feel me? You play the game, and then once you prove on yourself on that field, bro, then you can bring that extra shit with you. You know what I'm saying? So that's where they're in the wrong. I mean, it's bro. If I ain't gonna cap, bro. I got so much to say. So if y'all boys want to chime
No,
in,
No,
that's
no,
bro,
no, 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 no,
like,
no, no,
no,
no.
no. I
This
want to hear
is
what you're
no,
saying.
yeah,
This is
yeah, for sure.
bro.
yeah.
So like you just can't do that, bro. That's a no. You feel me? And like I said, here's Dion going on, oh, we only want to go to these particular teams, whatever. Y'all think these owners ain't writing this shit down, like taking note of that, bro? Do y'all know what the draft process is like? Like this me asking y'all a question. Y'all answer this. Do y'all know what the draft process is like when there's an actual prospect? Do y'all know what they do?
Nah,
No,
Put
All
us
right.
on.
So
yeah. Put us on, Mike.
so
I'm willing to learn.
y'all familiar with Daytona Beach, of course.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a brief story. Leonard Williams,
Mm-hmm.
all right, D tackle, got drafted by the Giants. Got drafted by the Jets. Plays for, I don't know where Leonard Williams at right now.
I
Seahawks.
think the Giants.
He
Oh,
with he,
Seahawks.
he with the Seahawks. So Leonard Williams, right? Remember, he was a first round draft pick out of USC. He's from Daytona Beach, Florida. I can recall being in the barbershop, bro. His mom was in there. His mom's telling my barber about everything about the draft process, bro. She's saying how she had to scrub her Facebook page and she had to
Mm-hmm.
post different types of pictures. Like, bro,
Yep.
they really have PIs that go out and do the work, bro.
Yep.
Like this is just like getting a government job, bro. Like they
Say it again.
Mike, you here?
Can you hear? Yeah. I think we might have lost him.
But
Did,
the
did,
moral
did
of the
we
story,
did we lose him?
I hope
Mike,
not,
you,
because this
Mike, you
is
there?
this. Is,
y'all can hear me now?
Yeah, we
yeah, I
can
hear
hear you
you.
now. Yeah, you
No,
good.
but
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, somebody was calling me. My fault. But yeah, bro, they do background checks and all, bro. So
Yeah.
everybody that you're with, the people that's closest to you, they're doing reference checks on all of that, fam. So for you to go out on public television and you gloat and you say these things, they taking heed to that. All right. And then you coming in, of course, you have your brand. Your brand is not bigger than that shield, bro. That shield is where you're trying to get. So while you're trying to get there, you have to, bro. You have to kiss the ring, bro. For now, you know what I'm saying? Like you go there on your best behavior, fam, and then once you squared away, once you settled, once you're in that Pat Mahomes ilk, then you can go out and do your thing, fam. All right, so
yeah,
we have to place some of this blame on Dion, on Shador. We have to.
I'm
Now,
not blaming Dion. I'm blaming Shador because Shador is an adult now.
no,
Not
he's an
like it.
adult, but at the same time, bro, his hand has been held for 21 years.
Yeah,
You
Exactly.
feel me? He
Yep.
does everything that his
but I
father
told you
does,
last night, Earl.
everything that his father tells him. He does. You feel me? So Dion plays a huge role in that. Shador plays a huge role in that. Both of them have to take accountability for what has happened. You feel me? And not only that, retrospective is a motherfucker, bro. Because I think Shador understands that the way he conducted himself in these last 4 or 5 months has put him in this position. Now, putting the shoe on the other foot, do I believe that these players that were drafted to him ahead of him are better than him? Absolutely not, bro. Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? Now, some of these teams, of course, didn't need a quarterback, so of course they're gonna put they're gonna disregard him. You feel me? They don't need a quarterback, so of course they're not gonna draft him. Um, so I mean, he definitely should have been drafted a lot sooner, but
But before you go past that, Mike, I think we need to kind of highlight that because a lot of times, and I'm not saying that our listeners specifically, but a lot of times people will say 30 some odd teams pass up. That's not
yeah, that's not the case.
really the case.
Yeah. Like, why
Um,
would the Commanders draft him when they just got Jaden Daniels last year?
right,
You know what I'm saying? Why
Mm-hmm.
would
right.
why would the Chiefs draft him when they got Pat Mahomes?
To be honest with you, except for the Steelers, every other playoff team, once you get past the teams that didn't make the playoffs, and even some of them have quarterbacks, except for the Steelers, every other team has a great quarterback situation.
Yeah,
Like even if you look at a team that picked high in the draft, like the Jaguars, they have Trevor Lawrence. They just had a bad year. You just gave him $250 million. Trevor's there for at least the next 4 years.
I
You're
mean,
not taking him now, so it's not all 32 teams passed on him.
and another
It's a
thing you have to
select
look at,
few.
bro. If you selecting Shador, right? Shador's a celebrity, bro. Like he doesn't have to put another down of football, bro. He is a bona fide celebrity.
Yep.
Who is bringing that into their quarterback room as a backup? You know what I'm saying? And then we think about it. What's one of the knocks that's on Shador right now? How involved Dion is. You feel me? Does he listen to anybody else outside of his dad? Bro, we've had plenty of NFL stories where there's been friction between the quarterback and the organization because of their parents or
Their
their
parents.
dads.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
RG3 and the
Yep.
Commanders.
Yep.
True.
Kyler
His
Murray
dad.
right now with his dad.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about
So,
that.
and bro, their father's not nearly as polarizing as Deion Sanders.
No, nor are their fathers a threat for the job of a person that could potentially select it. Now, I'm not saying that any team is just going to sign Dion. What I am saying is that when you add that notch on that belt as well, look, if you're just insert whomever here, the Saints head coach, what is it, Dennis Allen, the
Mm-hmm.
Saints head coach right now, you trying to get yourself established. Do I really want to draft this kid that this man, not this kid, this Dominic. Do I want to draft this guy that if things don't go the right way and he plays well, and quarterbacks ultimately sometimes have more power than the head coach, could cost me my job for his father? Hell no.
No,
I'm cool.
absolutely not, bro. But I mean, Shador is. I would say I do agree that while I wouldn't call it collusion because there's no need to collude, but I believe the owners definitely. I don't want to say send a message, but kind of send the message though. Like, hey man, like this is our league. And you want to get in our league, I mean you gotta humble yourself. I don't think that was humble yourself was really like what they were thinking, but it's more so like, okay, yeah, we'll show you. And they showing them by like
Yeah.
saying, I'm good on you. You know what I'm saying?
It
Yeah,
But
also felt like a humiliation ritual too. It
for
felt like
sure,
that.
absolutely, bro, absolutely. But it's the Bronny James effect too, though. Like, when have we ever talked about the 144th pick? Like right now, even if you
Yeah,
go. I saw this on. I think Lou Young had said it, bro. If you go on the NFL page right now, the Instagram page or whatever, you'll see Travis Hunter, number one. Cam Ward, number one overall pick. Travis Hunter, number two overall pick. Shador Sanders, 144th pick. Bro, what happened about the other 140 motherfuckers in between? You feel me?
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
you're monetizing off of them,
But that's
but
also
but it's at the sake
media.
of humiliation.
Yeah, that's also media. Media had all that planned because they expected Shador to be high. So it's like media still got to get their payoff for all this coverage because they didn't truly control where he got drafted. This is all of Shador's. Like alluded to what you said. Like the interview is like you got to. I mean, but then it's also Shador having lived a life where he actually had to go to an actual interview. Like everything has been coddled for him. So for him, it's like even when he got drafted, like I felt like he threw a little pity, like, "Oh, thanks for the opportunity." But like leading up to that, it's like he kept bringing up culture. And it's like, bro, you don't even have a win to signify what's a culture of the team. Like, it's no significant win you had in your college football career or game you have. Damn said, this is
See,
what this is what I
there,
can bring to a culture.
there was never a time he had to work for it. You feel me?
Yeah,
You
Hmm.
granted you're a great quarterback. I believe you. I think Shador's a great quarterback, and I
yeah,
think he's gonna do
he
well
has
in
the
the league.
talent. He has to.
Yeah. So, but if you go, Pop Warner, high school, college, his father has been his coach every step of the way. When Dion got to Colorado, he had all the players in the room. He said, "Some of y'all might as well hit the portal right now." And then he said, I'm bringing my bags and they Louis." And he
Hmm.
said, what he said? He said, "Oh, quarterbacks, don't worry about that. We already got a quarterback." So, bro, you letting them know right now, like y'all have no chance to play here. My son is going to be our starting quarterback. Like, fam, you haven't put in any work to get to this point, bro. So,
Yep.
like that shit is not flying in the NFL. However, so that's why he doesn't quite understand how to conduct himself in an interview. Like, yes, nigga, we know your dad is brash. We know he's cocky. We know he's arrogant, and we know
Yeah,
that you are your father's son, truly. But fam,
yeah,
come on,
yeah.
bro.
And then let's be real. His father isn't class personified. Like Dion is an arrogant motherfucker. I love him.
Yes,
I love him
right.
for
You
what he
love
has
him.
done with his craft. But like, if
Yeah,
we just talk about like, hey, as a coach in a just a normal day to day person, Dion didn't. Dion is not someone you would want to like model your humane your humanitarian work on. So like, it didn't do
Yeah,
him any good.
because I think the problem was Shador kind of rich kidded. If you
Yeah.
watch some of his stuff with Cam Ward,
kind of what?
and
No, I know
He
what
he
you're
he
saying.
he
kind of he
rich he
kind of
rich he
acted
rich kid.
he acted
Yeah,
like a rich kid.
yeah.
Like he didn't
Oh,
have to
rich
work for
kid.
it. He was
Oh,
entitled. I'm sorry, I did say
Yeah,
that kind of fast,
yeah.
Mike.
Just say
Um,
privilege.
yeah, he privileged, entitled to it. Like he
Yeah.
didn't have to put it. Like when he asked Cam Ward, because um what's
I
my
know what
man
clip you're
the
talking about.
Chris
the
Carter.
make a
Chris Carter
song,
brought it up when he asked him,
the make a
"What do you
song.
do outside of football? What do you do for fun?" He was like, "Football." because you have to be consumed by this in order to be good at it.
especially as a quarterback.
But also I
And
get
he
why.
looked at him
No.
like
No,
funny.
Dale, just a context. I get why Cam told him that at that moment. Not saying Cam doesn't have any hobby. Cam told him that because we're here to practice and run drill.
Yeah, exactly.
Why?
That's what my mind is on.
Yeah. So like you're bringing up all of this. We're in a collision course on who's going to get drafted first. I want to be drafted before you, even though you're getting more notoriety than me. Even though I should be the one getting the notoriety because I showed that I can play in various of different situations as a quarterback. So that whole entire time, Cam went in thinking like I may be drafted in the second round or the third round. Or Shador, living off of a legacy that he didn't build, it just a different domain because like he just
Because
tries
the
to be his
pedigree's a little
dad.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the kid. It's the kid. You know what it is? It's like
The
when
kid that
somebody
grew up
makes
with
it,
everything and the kid that
Yeah.
grew up with nothing,
and the
bro.
kid, and I'm
Yeah.
not saying at all because look, Cam Ward was at some kind of basketball camp with Kobe. His folks obviously had some kind of something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah,
But
I'm saying,
what I
it's still
will,
a
but
different,
it
different
ain't
level.
Dion. This ain't no.
Yeah.
And look. This is what happens.
you didn't grow up in
You
no
know what this is?
30,000
This
square
is
foot
this
house.
is what happens when
Mm-hmm.
when you ever
On
heard
6
like
acres.
y'all ever seen where like a man will come from humble beginnings, right? And his kids will make it, and they may even have all the intangibles, but there's just something about that dog of having gone to sleep eating only beanie weenies
Yeah.
that you just can't fake that. And I ain't trying to
Absolutely.
say that you have to be like, one thing they try to do with black people is try to force the humility and humbleness, and none of that is
Yeah.
what we're saying here.
Yeah.
We're not saying
Yeah.
that. But what
And
we are
we
saying
agree.
is there is still a way and a decorum,
Yeah, but he's not that
just
good.
as a man, that
You know
that
what,
you got to
Earl?
carry yourself as. It's
I love that you brought that up. I love that you brought it up because
Mhm.
this is for people that are thinking this of Cam. I don't want you to think Cam is just yes boss, no boss type of nigga.
no,
Yeah.
and I hope
No,
they
that's
don't
for
know.
you.
Because he's
No.
confident to
Yeah.
the you feel me? To
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
borderline
It's just
arrogant as well.
yeah. He also knows how
He
to
Ways
just
carry
got that
differently.
dog in him.
Yeah, he just
That's
knows how
it.
to carry himself.
You know
So
how
I
to
don't want
kick it,
people to
yeah.
think of like Cam was like, yes, boss, no boss. And Cam Newton
No.
said something pretty interesting that it made me actually agree with Cam Newton. Cam Newton said Shador is carrying himself the way you think Travis Hunter is supposed to carry himself. And Travis Hunter is carrying himself the way how Shador is supposed to carry
Yep.
himself, which is
Yep.
a class personified guy versus an arrogant guy. Because you expect defensive players to be arrogant. You expect
Yeah.
the
It's
makeup
and wide receiver too.
Especially at the
Yeah.
positions. Yep, the
Yeah.
position he
Yeah,
plays.
corner
So, like,
and wide receiver. Those are the two divas on the not divas, but
Yeah.
that's the
Football terms, divas.
football turn diva. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the divas on the field.
It's like
Yeah.
like Travis is carrying himself like the general. You would think Travis is the true team leader. And every quarterback of every NFL team, even if they're not good enough, they are the leader of the team. They are the bottom line, de facto
Except for Trent
of
Dilfer.
the team. Yeah.
Man,
I'm
Trent Dilfer won a
I'm
Super Bowl,
always gonna
Scott.
take a chance. Just kick Trent Dilfer back in.
And Brad Johnson.
Hey, he won a Super Bowl. Relax.
Hey, Trent too?
Hey, that's my quarterback.
Yeah. But yeah.
But yeah, man. Just because even I think that I don't think that it was intentional, and I don't think that it was on purpose or nothing like that. I guess that is the meaning of intentional. I don't think that it was done in spite, but this whole Shador saga has taken away from the fact that Cam went number one in the publicity aspect, or Trav going number two. Like it is 100% taken away from that. We should. I know that he's polarizing, but damn, dog, we should be. It was like Cam got picked number one. It was all right, cool. Where's Shador going? Oh, Trav got picked. All right, cool. Where's Shador going to end up? And then we heard more about him for the. I guarantee Shador's name was said more than Roger Goodell's during this whole damn draft. Like it was a lot, and I think that draft alone was a shining example of what teams did not want to get themselves into, On
Yeah.
top of the fact that everything that y'all said, you know what I'm saying, with the way he carried himself. Because look, Cam didn't throw at the combine either, but it wasn't just the combine that was the issue.
Yeah, but he wasn't that good to act that way, though. That's the problem.
I'm
Well,
not
I
gonna
mean
say he
that's
wasn't good.
that's
I'm not.
that's subjective.
That's
No, no, no,
opinionated.
no,
I'm
no,
not gonna
no, no,
say.
no, no, no. Shador wasn't a surefire top 5 a pick type guy to be acting like you can control which way you go.
Fair. Now that's fair. That's a fair
You
assessment.
can't do that because the league will learn you.
Yeah,
This is
Definitely.
this is
and
football. This ain't
yeah, and
basketball.
this ain't bad. This is football. Football is not about all that. It's not. It's never been, and that doesn't make it slavery and everything else that people try to. But that's not what this is. That
I mean,
it's a game that is built literally from the trenches. It is a game of will. It's a game of look. You can say a lot of things about a lot of players. What you cannot say is that the majority of this country, let alone this world, has the bravery to put on pads that NFL players do each and every day. It's
Yeah,
a game. It's a game where your will is going to come out in the play no matter what. You can be as talented as you want. Your will and your passion for that game is going to come out in one of two ways on that field. You either going to get dusted by a man that wants it more than you, or somebody that's better than you to put in the work more than you. Either way, will is going to always be the center of this thing of this thing of ours.
I
So
mean, I think
you know,
another thing we have to take into account as well, bro. Granted, like
mhm,
we all know Shador has the talents. You know, we all feel that he should have been drafted higher.
yeah,
But let's be a little objective here. What if these scouts really didn't have him that high?
that's also true.
I
Because
mean,
we
What if?
the
because
evidence
because
is
we're
in their
going off
favor.
exactly, and we're going off mock drafts. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Take the feelings and emotion out of it. What if they really just feel like he wasn't that good? You feel me?
Okay.
And then that's where I go back to Shador. It's kind of like, fam, you and your father's pushing this narrative. However, they have these games in place, these practices in place for you to go out and prove yourself. For instance, the Senior Bowl, the Shrine Bowl, things of that nature. So if like they sent you an invite, you didn't participate in the game, but you showed up there. Like you showed up there. Like, what's the reason of you even being there if you're not playing? Like that's some
Mm-hmm.
diva shit. You feel me? That's really
Mm-hmm.
some diva shit, bro. So
Jalen
like,
Milrow showed up. Jalen Milrow played in the Senior Bowl
yeah,
Mhm.
and look what he did.
or the Shrine Bowl, whatever.
And
I
look
think
what
he
he
had one.
did.
Yeah.
Going to the, and he got drafted going to the Seahawks. He got
Yep.
drafted higher than Shador. Like
Yeah.
the film
Yeah,
don't lie.
and hold on, let's stay there for a second, Mike. What if the football, because to Dale's point, Dale says he's not that good. What if the football was a starting point of, let's say everybody had him at a first rounder. Let's say he was a second rounder, late second rounder, right? What if the football aspect of it, he was already playing behind the 8 ball, and then everything else that came with it just pushed him back even further and further and further? What if
Yeah,
that's where we was at?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Like,
because players do things to either to improve their draft stock, right? For
mm-hmm,
instance, they wanted Lamar to run the 40. Like this Lamar chose not to run the 40 because of what? They didn't want him to play quarterback. So it
Exactly.
made sense for Lamar to sit out that 40-yard dash. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Jalen Milrow. It was flirted that Jalen Milrow needed to switch positions.
He
No,
do.
he went out to the combine. He threw the ball. He threw the ball well enough to get himself drafted, bro.
He's
You know
still
what I'm
And
good
he
in
saying?
his
might be the
position.
starting quarterback the following season.
Like, come on, fam. Like,
Yeah.
bro, like we can't put this
And he
all
not
on.
terrible.
Yeah,
No, we're
like
He
not
not, no,
terrible.
he
It's
not
just
terrible.
like
we can't
I
put
think.
this like we can't put this shit all on the owners, bro. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not taking them off the hook either, bro, because I really feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, y'all kind of fucked my boy over. He should have been drafted higher. But
I
Yeah.
think
bro,
second or third, we
Yes.
understand.
Second round.
day
This
two
this
pick,
would have.
definitely day two.
Yeah.
Definitely
Yeah.
day two.
Second
Day
or
two.
third.
At worst, day
Yeah,
two.
yeah.
But bro, I think this is just like when one has to take accountability, like, bro, I fucked up. I
Mhm.
fucked up. And own that. You feel me? And like Louis Riddick said, bro, this from January till the day of the draft, everything that you did from that time was the interviewing phase, bro, where you're being scouted essentially, bro. Like that's the now that you're drafted, bro, you have to let all that shit go. And you have to let your work talk for itself. Like that's just what it is. And I think Shador's is actually in a great spot, bro. He's gonna be the starting quarterback. Maybe not this year, but I wholeheartedly believe Shador will be the starting quarterback opening day next season,
2026.
Yeah.
Look, he's in a situation where it's a dumpster fire. And the good part about it is, like you said, he's got a hell of a head coach. Because if I didn't have Mike Tomlin as my head coach, I would pray for Kevin Stefanski. I think Stefanski has
If
made
you're on the
lemons.
offensive side, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just talking that. I think Stefanski has made lemons out of dumpster juice for
You mean lemonade?
or lemonade out of dumpster juice for his damn near entire tenure with Cleveland. He's been thrown so much bull crap that he's had to overcome, especially at the quarterback position, and has led them to the playoffs with Joe Flacco as his quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking Flacco. It's just 2012, okay, we saying something. 2022, 23, that's not the same. Ooh, cash that shit.
No,
it was off here. Too late. But yeah, what he has in Kevin Stefanski is a head coach that's really going to work with his talents. And, I think Shador is really talented. Like, obviously, where people see flaws in his games, I look at them as opportunities. I guess that's the manager in me. But I look at, quote unquote, flaws as opportunities to get better. I look at, okay, what do we have here? I don't really know if he's a quarterback who can't move in the pocket. And I actually don't believe he's not a quarterback.
Bro, he has the best quarterback presence. Well,
yeah,
the best presence out of any quarterback in the draft.
And no, bar none. And I think, for him to have done what he did with that offensive line that he had and no running game to defer to, dog. That's why, talent-wise, you have a hard case of saying that he shouldn't have been a late first round, early second, maybe worse third. He should have been the first two-day drafted quarterback, no question. Yeah. Just what he had to do. He had no offensive line at Jackson State. He had no offensive line in Colorado.
Jackson State did.
I take that back. Yeah, Colorado he didn't for sure. Jackson State, actually, you're right. They did. They actually did. He damn near was back there 5 seconds to play. Throw the damn ball. My fault. But he had no offensive line for 2 years in Colorado, to the point where Colorado State's defensive line was tearing them boys up in that first year. Y'all remember that game?
Oh, yeah.
Defensive line was rummaging shit. That should not happen is my point.
He showed poise in the pocket. He showed toughness. Like, granted, he don't have the strongest arm, but his arm is still strong. He can make any NFL throw. His reads are really good. The only knock that I really had on Shador, bro, and don't get me wrong, I'm not no quarterback guru or no analyst. I'm not none of that, bro. But I play the ball. I play ball. I know the sport well. He held on to the ball sometimes too long or wouldn't throw the ball away.
My issue was I think he protected his numbers too much for his
that's what it was. He protected his numbers. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So other than that, bro, but that can be fixed. That can easily be fixed, bro.
Right, easily.
Throw the ball away. All right, cool. But the talent is there. He's immensely talented. I think it's the things outside of football that drew ire to the decision makers. Yeah. But again, like I said, bro, he's in this place. He's there in Cleveland. He has the opportunity to. Bro, don't prove yourself right. We prove ourselves right daily. Don't go out there looking to prove everybody wrong. Mm-hmm. Prove yourself right, bro. You feel me? Just go out there. You do what you do. You play ball and show humility, bro, and just ball out, bro. Let that shit speak for itself. You feel me?
Show gratitude. Yeah. Like, even if you're not going to be humble, if you're going to be cocky, at least show gratitude for the opportunity.
Yeah, he showed all of that at the end when he finally got drafted. Yeah. It's like the reality said it when he said, "Yo, thanks you for giving me a chance." You should have sat down in January Whoever
Yeah.
draft
Right,
you think.
right.
Yep.
But I do want you to get to the league. I want you to set the league on fire. But I still want you to be that same guy though. After the
Mhm.
touchdown, nigga,
Well, that's
I
what
want
helps.
you to,
Yeah,
I want you to throw your
show.
wrist up, bro.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
want you. I want to do the
I
shit.
want to see
throw
the
that
wrist.
roller. Yeah,
Throw
throw
that
that
roller.
roller in the sky.
Now,
Yeah.
Side to side.
did we get the business out of the way? I think we did well on the topic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Let's get to the nitty gritty. Let's talk about this QB vision of Shador Sanders. Because my eye works too.
Hey,
My eye works too.
bro.
Now, Mike,
that should be the title.
Hey.
my eye works too.
Man, listen. The boy got the vision of a boy up there with Peyton Manning though when it comes to that vision, you feel me?
Yeah.
And
You
I'm not-
remember
and I-
Madden? You remember Mike and Madden when you used the QB vision and the whole field light up?
Yeah, bro.
I'm missing it. Tell me.
Madar was at the draft party
Sheng Zhang.
with Shinsia
Sheng
on his
Zhang.
arm.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, who?
Sheng Zhang.
Shit.
Yeah, brother.
Now look, now my eyes work too. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, sincere. All right, I see more than the vision.
You know.
Hey, we gonna on Madden when they do Shador attributes, his vision got to be 99, bro.
Gotta be 99.
Gotta
Got
be.
to
bro.
be 99.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Got to be
You gotta give him
99.
the 100. Give him the 100.
They
like
might
gave
got to
Devin
bring the
Hester
QB
100
vision
speed.
back and just light up the whole field.
Yeah,
Bruh.
Exactly.
I
yeah,
said, hold on. Wait. Who is that next to him on that couch?
right.
Woo! Let's go to the comments, man. Shoot. Winston, what's good, brother? As a Giants fan, hell no. 56 is bigger than the Giants. That's a linebacker NFL number. All-timer. I agree. I don't think that Abdul Carter should get that. Marcel says, yo, what's good,
Winston's
brother?
right.
What's good? Winston's 100% right. Yeah, man. That was something.
Hey.
I also got to give credit before we get up out the draft to the Jaguars, man. They GM said, I'm putting my cards on the table.
What he said about them picks?
Fuck them picks.
Hey, you know what? Hey, Nard in here.
Yeah, I think that. Nar, you still here? I see his logo.
He's here, but I see you here, but he maybe getting on. Because I wanted to holler at Nard, see how he felt about that, because he did say something about it. He wasn't on board with Jacksonville trading 2 firsts.
Yeah,
trading first next year.
Well, here's what I will say about this. You're technically getting 2 firsts out of Travis Hunter. So it really balances out as far as
that shit don't balance
productivity.
out, bro. I feel you, but
I'm trying to be positive, brother. Come on, man. I'm trying to be.
I feel you.
Well, you got to ask yourself this: if you got Travis Hunter, BTJ, Trevor Lawrence, real direction with a new head coach, that draft pick is only going to get higher and higher and higher in the draft come next year. Maybe you can afford it for a guy like Travis Hunter.
No, for sure. For sure.
We'll see. We'll see.
Especially in your division too.
Bro, what the hell happened to Shaq?
Oh my God, them feet,
Yo, no, bro.
Bro, you
Why
should
y'all
be
looking
ashamed.
at that man feet?
No,
Bro,
why are they on
that's
TV?
They
show.
zooming in on them, bro.
They zooming in on them feet.
Nah,
bro.
zoom
God.
in, bro. He should be
Nigga,
ashamed
what
of
the fuck
himself.
happened?
He should be ashamed of himself. Old as he is. Nigga got them feet from Don't Be a Menace in South Central.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro.
Shaq or LeBron's.
LeBron shit is fucked up. LeBron can't take his feet to Compton because his feet gonna get impressed. Them shit's throwing up all type of signs, nigga. But yeah, you know, I personally like a new regime, and this is the kind of splash move that you take. If you're gonna do it, do it here. This is the kind of move that you do. So I'm not mad at it. Yes, traditionally you don't do this, but new regime. Yeah, there's 2 ways to look at it, and we'll see how ultimately the next 3 years are going to tell us if it works or not. What I will say I would like to see Jacksonville do is this. I would get on the phone with Miami and see about bringing
Gonna
Jalen
bring
back.
Jay Ramsey back.
And yeah, especially it may be time to transition over to playing safety. It may. He is step slower, but he's still really good because he was an All-Pro last year. He's still really good.
In the exception of Rodwinson, a lot of great corners don't like to switch over to safety.
No, I know he ain't gonna like it. But
Jalen started as a safety though. Like he came to Florida State as a safety.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but once you make your bones a certain thing,
Yeah, I don't think it's time for him to switch over yet though.
And I don't think it's time either. But I'll say this: if he do become a safety, he'll probably break the record.
What record?
The interception record.
That's not happening.
No, he won't.
I mean, they could probably add more years.
Ed Reed got that on lock, on the key.
Ed Reed is not the all-time leading interception person. It's
From
Paul
safety,
Krause.
I believe he is.
No, I'm just talking about in general. I was talking about
no.
The all-time leading interception person. And Earl's laughing because I said the person. It's Paul Krause, bro.
Paul Krause, yeah. It's nasty. But that's also when they were throwing potato skins as footballs back in the day.
Yeah, bro.
Pig skins.
No, them was potato skins. No, them was potato skins. The way them shits was flailing in the air, yuck. But look, I do think the Jaguars made a really bold move, and this is going to be something.
Banking on the future, bro.
Yeah. Right now, I mean, shoot, they fighting for second in that division. They truly are.
I have to ask a question. Mm-hmm. What round do you think? If God bless the dead, son, my condolences to him. What round you think he would have been drafted? Only from
Kyron Lacy.
Lacy.
4th through 7th.
Yeah.
Without the murder conviction.
Without the situation, or with it.
I mean, if he was alive,
without it, 4th through 7th still.
I'm thinking
you don't think second or third, Mike?
Nah.
The LSU brand would have made him third.
Nah.
I mean, was Justin Jefferson was in the first round, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was the first.
But Kyron
receiver
Lacy, Kyron Lacy didn't have the career that they had at LSU though. Remember, he transferred into LSU from from Louisiana.
From Lafayette, right?
Yeah. And then, never was he the best receiver on the team. He played with Keyshawn Butte, and then he also played with Malik Neighbors
and Brian.
And Brian Thomas. Even this year, I don't think he was the number one receiver this year, bro. I mean, he was supposed to be, but it didn't quite pan out that way. But I mean, glad that you brought him up, bro, because that's one thing I said too. I was a little disappointed that they didn't at least acknowledge him at the draft.
Yeah.
Granted, they don't owe that to him or whatnot, but man,
I don't know about that, Mike, because because of the somebody passing, and that feels like that might have just been a whole lot of. It would have set them up for a whole lot of headaches that they didn't need.
I mean, he was gonna get drafted though, so they don't have to fucking plaster it on the first round, but
right,
still acknowledge it.
Yeah, still acknowledge it, bro. Just
like Mike said,
silence or something, bro. Anything.
Yeah, the 4th to 7th round, like Mike said, a team could have probably said something like, "Hey, if he was here, this probably would have been our pick and just draft another receiver."
Or I wouldn't have did that there. Just even before the Roger Goodell's the 2025 NFL draft is officially underway. Before he said that there, just say, hey,
yeah, because they did that for the homie at Kentucky.
On behalf of the NFL, we would like to send our condolences out to Kyron Williams and his family. I mean, Kyron Lacy and his family. Boom. All right, the draft is now begun. You know what I'm saying? Something simple, bro. It didn't have to be no big monologue or anything. What's supposed to have been the best day of his life, bro. Best, one of the best days of his family's life. That was the same day that they laid him to rest. That shit's sad, bro.
Yeah, man. Young kid.
Yeah, man. All in all, very exciting Very, 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 very exciting draft weekend. One of the more engaged draft weekends in some time. Uh,
Oh my gosh.
yo,
Socks in a fool.
come on, bro. Yo, for real, bro. If you ever want to go on a diet, just go Google Shaq's foot on TNT.
Oh man,
You
come
won't
on
eat
now.
for a week. Then them feet are disgusting. But
Who the
yeah,
hell
man.
making their way?
What'd you say?
I said, who the hell making their way downtown?
Yeah, I don't know
Oh,
who that.
Oh,
it's a
that was my
commercial,
TV.
bro. It's a commercial.
Commercial. Oh, but yeah. Moving forward. The NFL or the NBA playoffs, man. We had a few series end. One ended tonight in a very exciting way. Have y'all seen what
Hey
Tyrese
Dale,
Halliburton has said about
welcome
his
to
father?
Cancun.
Man, we always
Uh,
knew we was going to Cancun, but you see, they took a lick up though.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
They ain't just
yeah.
walk in Orlando and come out. I tell you that.
they ain't
Orlando
walking to
If
the
you
O.
watch
Magic.
Friday night, if you watch them games, I tell you that.
I mean, we all did. It's the NBA playoffs. The game's just on TV. But I did see what Hallie said. I don't know how to lecture my dad because my dad is probably worse than Halliburton. My dad is a sore loser and a sore winner. So in that predicament, I commend Hallie to say his pops is wrong. Don't get on the fucking court. You don't know. You're not strong enough to be getting in none of these people who's facing, and you're
Hallie ain't
disrespecting.
strong enough to be getting into it with Giannis.
Yeah, no. That's why I commend him that for that. And it's also you're at my workspace. No matter what, if
True.
you're enjoying it and you're at my place of employment, like you have to
Yep.
still show some respect because I can't come to your workplace. I don't know if Hallie Dad works, but I doubt Halliburton can come in there and just dribble and do no look pass to his pops coworkers. So it's like still, I know this is your son. It's a big moment. It's been a rivalry, one of my favorite rivalries to watch in the last 2.5 years with the
True.
Bucks and the Pacers. But
Mm-hmm.
I commend Hallie for like addressing it, and I even commend him for what he said about Dame a couple of days ago because he
Yeah,
could
for
have,
sure.
for him to take an initiative and give Dame a shout out, showed that like as much as like we want these guys to hate each other, the NBA is still a business, it's still a brotherhood. Like people actually like yes, once you in between the lines, like we're not friends, but like we're you're technically still coworkers. Your pace of employment is the NBA. So I commend him for saying, hey, I know Dame went through what he went through, but hey, I send my praise up because it could have went left. He could have probably waited to the end, like, what's your thoughts on Dame? But I know a lot of people was making fun of that, saying that like he's only saying that so he don't have to talk about it later. But it's like it's still a respect thing. It's a top 75 player that got hurt on the court. It's his peer, no matter what. But yeah,
I
Hallie Pops
disagree with that, but okay, yeah.
disagree with what?
What part? What
That
part?
I know he is a top 75 player, but I
Dale, we don't
disagree
gotta
with
do
the
this
fact
every
that he.
week.
Yes, every damn time you bring it up, I'm gonna bring this
We
up.
don't have to do it every week, bro. It's not every week you gotta bring it. And you have to do this. We get it. Dwight Howard on the post dog supposed to be a top 75 player. He will make it the 100 team. We all know this. I get it. I get it. I love Dwight Howard. Not as probably as much as you. He's probably one of the greatest. He is the greatest defensive player I've seen with my two eyes. So I get that. But
He is that.
Dave is a top 75 player regardless.
Ain't nothing you can do about it, bro.
Yeah, it's like
What I will say is even more nasty about that. To Dell's credit, nigga, I ain't a. What is it?
Who is that?
I don't know.
Who is-
I don't know who that is.
Oh, Reese.
Oh,
Oh,
bro.
Oh,
Oh,
Reese.
fool. Man, he was muted. I couldn't see him. Well, live from
Live from
well, hold on.
Milwaukee,
Let
Wisconsin.
me give a proper introduction.
We
We
Live from the
have we
gravesite.
have we have
Yo,
with
that
us,
was
joining us,
Live from the
a
great
member, an NBA champion,
That's
um,
true.
a member of the esteemed Milwaukee Bucks organization, our good friend of the pod, representing the Milwaukee Bucks. So please do not get him in trouble with his job.
yo. You fought hard
Maurice
for
Pierce.
Jersey.
Maurice Pierce is here. Maurice,
Great
welcome to the
series.
show, brother.
What's up, y'all? What's up?
How
Great
you
series.
feeling, man?
Both teams played hard.
You know,
Um,
Reese, I'm gonna
I
be quiet because the only thing I can say is gonna cost you your job. So I'm just gonna be over here and be quiet.
brother, you can say what you need to say. I can't say too much. I can't say too much. All
Both
I'm
teams
saying,
played hard,
it,
race.
it hurt. It sting. Another first round exit. It's never fun.
That's
Never
three
fun.
straight, ain't it?
And you,
Hey,
yes,
Reese, just
Yo,
ask
Mike.
Giannis to take you
Mike,
wherever he
come
going.
on, Mike.
that's it. That's
Come
all I can
on,
say.
Mike.
My bad, man. I
Listen,
mean,
I mean, he's
no,
telling the
no
truth.
shade,
He's
no
telling the
tea.
truth. Three. Listen, and I'm not talking on behalf of the Milwaukee Bucks. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking on behalf of me. It hurts as a fan. As a fan.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
Um,
yeah.
so let me ask you this. First of all, Reese, how was your season, bro?
You know, it was a season. It was a
Okay,
season.
okay.
Listen, I can't say much.
I
Mm.
got you.
can't say
Whatever
it
whatever
was
you
a
can
season.
say. Let's see. Let's
I
see.
got, I
Okay,
got, I got
I
one
know
for
know
you.
how to spin this. Okay,
I
go
got
ahead,
one
Mike.
for you. Being a Milwaukee native, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Your favorite player in the league is playing for your squad now, and you see him
Mm-hmm.
go down the way that he did, man. What was that like? Not only for you as a Dame Lillard fan, but also as just I guess a Milwaukeean as well, knowing like y'all passionate about y'all sports.
Man, that's a good question. This is a Dame fan, man. I was hurt, irritated, and frustrated. My thing is like I don't never want anyone to have to go through that. You know what I'm saying? And
For sure.
so like I recently just had an injury in September, uh, and so to see someone else go through it, man, it sucks, man. It really I was just angry. So because that's my favorite player. I want him to be at 100% whenever he
For
can.
sure.
And, I think he can play for the other game. So
Yeah. And that was on the heels of the
yeah,
blood clot
the blood
scare,
clot.
man, which was rumored. Well, Doc said that they were afraid that it can be career ending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's tough, man.
Yeah,
What is the feeling around the organization right now? Obviously, y'all just lost, so it's a fresh loss with a fresh wound open. But going into the summer, what are your thoughts on what you think the organization will try to do to attract a free agent or rebuild this roster, retool this roster for a deep playoff run?
man, that's a good question, and I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea.
What would let me ask you this? What would you like to see happen? Being a basketball fan, what would you like to see happen?
Man, I don't know. I honestly I don't know. I just hope that next year we go into playoffs healthy, man. Just a healthy team, man. Healthy, strong team. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can't say it. I can say it.
Yeah.
Goddamn, you gotta get rid of that big old ass dinosaur for one. Then, bro, you gotta get somebody else who can goddamn put the ball in the basket, bro. Like Kuzma was the cup of coffee that he's had in Milwaukee, bro. I hope he didn't buy a house or anything because
No.
they gotta get rid of his ass, bro. Like I thought he was a great pickup. Him and what's
Kevin
Porter
Porter Jr.
KPJ.
Kevin Porter Jr. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin Porter Jr. did his fucking thing, bro. Like again, Earl, I said it to you before, bro. I still think he's a piece of shit. You know
Oh,
what he
two things
did.
can be true. Same. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and
two things
I'm
can be true.
glad, but I
He
am
wasn't
glad
kicked out
that
the league because he couldn't hoop.
No.
yeah, duh. Yeah, but I am glad that he's making the best out of his second chance. So I think he was a great addition. But damn, Kuzma, man, like bro, Giannis over there like, nigga, help me.
Very true.
I say
That's a
Milwaukee.
fact.
Milwaukee is in a they're in a tough predicament right now, bro. I mean, already being a small market and then having arguably the best player in the league, if not the best, at least top three for sure. Um, having him and
The
like
best.
having having that
Sorry.
player on your squad, bro. But 3 consecutive first round exits when you're not the problem and you seem like you're not getting any help. I mean, that's putting Milwaukee in a hell of a bind, bro. And loyalty lasts but for so long in this industry, bro. So
You know what's really interesting is I'm gonna take you back to 2021. It seemed like both the Bucks and the Suns made every right front office move you could make. And post that finals, it has just disintegrated within a matter of 3 seasons in ways that I don't really think that I've ever seen team rosters be taken through the ringer like this because it's been
2009 Magic.
it's been subtraction by addition. If you think about it, right? Since those finals, they've added star power on star power on star power, and it is not
2009
equated.
finals.
Yeah,
Magic.
it is not equated uh into the continuity of a championship team.
yeah,
Yeah, it's been because I mean the Suns got Kevin Durant, they got Bradley Beal, and then the Bucks, of course, they let go of Drew to go get Damian Lillard, and have been through two. And it's just like this era of just signing big name or recruiting big name to get big name is not what wins championships. It's
no,
not,
no.
and it's been very interesting to see.
I mean, because if you let's look at I don't know, let's say Houston for example. I believe if you switch role players but keep the stars, I think Milwaukee would be in a much better situation right now.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you said, bro. It's gonna have to be a definitely a concerted effort to bolster up the roster. But they are gonna have to get at least one more name though, for sure. I mean, I don't. Unfortunately, Dame, it seemed like that's gonna be a wash. Um, man, it's spooky times for Milwaukee.
Well. Dame is. It looks like we lost. Maurice, let me get myself off of the header. Sorry about that. Dame is a wash for next season. I don't think we're gonna have any chance of.
No, he tore his Achilles. It's over with.
Yeah, it's over. I don't want to say career.
At 35.
But at 35, his best days, unlike Bishop Triplet, are not ahead of him.
Damn, that was unnecessary. But Bishop got to get.
Oh no! You know we used to play that in church. Best days ahead of me. Not in this case, brother. No sir. But I will say that, and thank you to Maurice for coming on too, brother. We'll definitely lock in later on. But yeah, I think for this team, it's going to be really interesting because you have an all-time generational player, and it's not like he's lambing it up. 30, 20, 10, 2 steals, 2 blocks. And
shooting like 60% from the field.
Exactly. There's it ain't him. It ain't him.
There's not many guys hitting 30 and 12 and 5 assists and 6 assists, excuse me.
Yeah, no. So they better figure out something quick. If not, they're gonna be back to the days of Yi Jillian. That was a name, wasn't it?
Yeah, boy.
Outside of that, the Magic have also been eliminated from the playoffs, losing to the Boston Celtics 4-1.
Orlando Magic.
Yes, but the future looks very bright for Orlando. I will say that the future looks very bright for them. They got to get a point guard.
Get a point guard.
Got to get a point guard. Have to get a point guard.
Let me ask y'all, because I didn't. I ain't gonna cap. I didn't watch the first. I think the first like month or so of basketball. I watched a little bit.
Mhm.
Jalen Suggs, because when I hear people talk about him, especially like, damn, excuse you, nasty.
Sorry, I'm sorry. My fault. I'm sorry, Mike. I just didn't want to say. I didn't want to overcut you and say excuse me. I'm sorry. I was going to say that once you got your feelings.
That is how
so-
some people think of Jalen Suggs. Yes.
I'm
So
sorry. I'm
I'm saying,
sorry.
so
I'm
Jalen
sorry.
Suggs. So
Bro.
like I heard like Stan Van Gundy talking about how good he was, how good he is as a defensive point guard, how
Mhm.
physical he is. And they were saying how he was on the verge of having the best season of his career. With that being said, y'all don't think he bolsters the squad at all? Y'all don't think he moved the needle?
No, because I think he has the qualities you want in the backup point guard, but not a
Starter.
In this league. We're talking about Jamal Murray potentially being. We've seen enough. We know we're going to get him. And he's a 20-point a game guy. In this league, the point guard position is the premier position. I think probably in times we've never seen before in the league. But you could probably argue the '80s with Magic and Isaiah and them. But the point guard position is a league that is just the premier position in this league, and you can't win a championship or anything like it without that anymore. You used to be able to, but you can't anymore. So if you have championship aspirations, you better get that point guard position. If you're not going to get an all-star point guard, you need to get something damn near close to it. You know.
So who we thinking?
Oof.
Let's play GM real quick.
Well, everybody's kind of locked in right now. I actually, I don't know, bro. I really don't know because everybody's locked in. I just don't see it. You may not. To kind of contradict what I just said, that may be the position where they got to get elite on everything else, and they can make up for it elsewhere. That may be the other approach to it for them. Is you get elite with everything else, and point guard you get serviceable enough, but I think you still got to get better than Jalen Suggs.
Do whatever you can get to get John Morant.
That's an option. That's a good option.
I was gonna throw that name out there. Y'all like Ja the fit?
Yeah, because
Ja can run with Paolo. He can fit with Paolo. I feel like, especially with Paolo, him and Paolo could run a 2-man game. Because I feel like Franz, I mean, not say Paolo can't close. I feel like Franz is much better as the guy that could close for him. Because he could do a little bit of both, like play make. No, I'm not. And I like Paolo, but I feel like Paolo is more of the engine. Like he keeps the show rolling. Franz is definitely a ball stopping kind of guy. Like he holds on to the ball much longer than Paolo. It's like he plays. Longer. Yeah, he plays like Franz is like a more agile Sengun. Like last night I watched the Houston game. Sengun holds on to that basketball too long.
He plays that. Oh bro. Yeah. He plays that point center.
Yeah, like he's good. Yeah, like I like Sengun's game, but I also like Franz's game. But the bottom line, they truly need like a point guard. Like, I mean, if they could find a way to get Tyrese Maxey there or something, or like
hey, listen, that's another one. If they blowing that shit up, fuck it. Let them go.
Like if they can find a way to get Tyrese Maxey there, even Ja, I feel like the Magic is just truly a floor general away from being one of the scariest teams in the league.
Trey.
You're not gonna get.
And I think
no
getting
trade. I think never gonna trade your best player within a division.
Yeah, and I think trading for Trey, the issue with trading for Trae Young is this: as much as he does get 11 assists a game, what they need out of those 11 assists, those are more stat assists than they are truly facilitating.
We need the offense.
No, I understand.
Tyrese
Maxey, I think would be a better fit for that. And Ja,
Philly's not trading away Maxey. Maxey's their future. You could, if
Yeah,
you would
but
have
you
said
could.
McCain,
That's it.
I could feel you on that, but not
Why would they give
Maxey.
up a shooter? Why would they give up a shooter if you need a point guard?
I think Maxey can. I think McCain can play point guard. I just think
Not as
he's
well.
more.
Not as well as Tyrese Maxey.
No. I know that, but I'm saying they would rather give him up because Maxey. I
Yeah,
think that's what they're going to build their
shit.
future
I'll
on.
tell you
Honestly,
this.
Because clearly
I'll tell you
Paul
this. What
George
your team would do? Your
and Embiid
team would
ain't
trade
working.
Jalen. Your team would trade Jalen Suggs just for Jared McCain. They would do a
Yes,
straight up trade like that.
yes, they would.
Yeah, but that don't move. That don't change your team.
It helps. It helps a bunch because
It
we still need
helps.
a lot of offense.
Yeah, you need a guy like Ja or Tyrese Maxey. Those are the two
you
only
know
point guards
what?
I can see.
Hey, look, I'm not so sure that if they don't, I'm not sure of anything in Denver right now outside of Jokic. Jamal Murray may be available.
Hell no. Because you got to
Yeah,
trade the whole world for him.
not really.
Yeah. Yes, really.
Okay,
think they-
Jamal.
What do you think
Look.
we're going to have to trade for him?
You talking about a franchise that just fired their coach and their GM. Except for Joker, I don't think anything's off the table for the Denver Nuggets.
No, I'm saying, what do you think we would have to give up to get him? That's my point.
Everybody's untouchable, or everybody is it can be going. It can be
Franz
gone.
and Paulo.
Franz and Paulo.
Franz and Paulo is only two that's
Everything else can go. Everything else can go. Maybe even you. I'm sorry. You walked into that one.
Oh, that was
Hey,
a good one, Herb. That was a good one, Herb. I haven't watched that movie in a long time.
Hey, listen. I used to root for the Nuggets when they had Melo in them. So, yeah, and I like Jokic. So that ain't.
Nigga said everything
That ain't
could
the
go.
worst trade.
Even you. Oh man, damn! I want to watch that movie now. That was good. That was good, man. But yeah, I don't know, man. The Magic's problem is a point guard, but there's only like one point guard they could possibly try to get down, and it's Ja. It's literally just Ja.
Because the 2 point guards they won't trade to us. Because Melo they wouldn't trade because they're still in the same division.
I will say.
You guys have a better chance of getting Melo than Trey.
Yeah, I'm about to say, because I don't think the Charlotte Hornets give a damn about basketball in general.
Yeah, because the Charlotte Hornets can build.
Who owns the Hornets?
This is Melo's fifth year, right? This is Melo's fifth year as a pro, right? They haven't did anything within that 5 years.
Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, they haven't did anything. So Melo kind of need a fresh start. Anyways, he needs a new because it's like you drafted Brandon Miller, who is showing progression of being
good.
Yeah, it's showing. So it's like Melo is high risk, high reward at this point, and him playing on the Hornets is technically like it's not. It's just I hate this shit the kids say, but it's like aura for him. And at this point, it's like he's just there just to look good and sell tickets, but.
True.
There's no meaningful basketball played in Charlotte.
I think he got a long-term contract, but I would say, what about Peyton Pritchard?
Oh yes, that's what I'm saying.
He's probably next up to get paid.
No, Peyton Pritchard is
a free agent this year.
Peyton Pritchard is getting paid. Will be the fifth white man on the Chicago Bulls this year.
No, he's not.
Nah.
He coming to Florida. The reason he coming to Florida is because we gonna offer him probably $20 a year, and we got no state income taxes.
It's gonna cost him more than $20 a year. That 20 a year thing. That 20 a year was enticing.
Yeah, but it's 20 a year with no state income tax. So
you're gonna have to at least do 25 to 30 a year.
No, hell no,
bro. You got to think. You got
30
Peyton
is
Pritchard?
Starter money. 30 is starter money. He comes
Peyton
off the bench.
Pritchard is going 6 men of the year, especially somebody like him that's a friend. So see, he's not a starter with the Celtics because they deep as hell. Pause.
True. Pause.
Peyton Pritchard is a starter especially on the Magic. Peyton Pritchard may be a 20-point a game starter.
That's true.
To be y'all point guard,
that'll be 320 point per game scores.
Hey, it is what it is. Hey. The Lakers got it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Even though the Lakers about to get gentlemen swept up out of here.
Well, yeah, but that's a whole different conversation.
We don't know that. None of us know the future.
What I will say is Peyton Pritchard is a
I know
starter
you got
every.
faith in LeBron, but have faith in Jesus.
No, I have faith in
Because
my Los Angeles Lakers. It's LeBron James play on the Los Angeles Lakers.
I'm sorry, Tony Hops is about to take y'all up out of here.
We shall see, man.
But yeah,
I mean, everybody thought the team in Manhattan was going to win tonight.
Well, talk about it, Pastor.
Don't get him started, please.
Talk about it, Pastor.
No, you talk about it, Dell. Go pan it on Dell. Let's see what Dell have to say.
Hey, man. Hey, listen, man. Listen, man.
Hey, Mike, there you go. Well, you know, man.
I have not watched the game.
Man. I promise you, boy. That boy was brought up with Ray Charles.
but I'm trying to tell you, man. I just try to, I just want to play blue. I play whatever you want me to. I just, But anyways, look, they got lucky. Was that Sunday they last played, right? Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
They got lucky as hell. They didn't get that foul call at the end of the game.
That was good.
They got lucky. They didn't get that play off at the end of the game.
Don't
act like it ain't been, razor thin all 4 games coming into this one.
No, I just have to say one thing about that. To NBA officiating people, like to the officiators, why I admit to something when the game is over? You can't erase it.
You can't erase it. If you nothing about it, let it go.
Yeah, if you didn't call it, don't say, "Hey, we should have called it." It's like when people don't punch out of work and they said, "Oh, I forgot to punch out. I didn't realize I didn't punch out."
Man, but you gotta fill out that missed punch form though.
Yeah, like the missed punch form is gonna get filled. But it's no need to tell people that. Yeah, it's not gonna change shit. So it's like, yo, what was the reason behind that? Like, you and my only issue with that, Mike, was it's not like it was no referee around the foul. It was someone right next to it.
Right next to him.
Like, if he wasn't there, you wasn't there. I can't argue with you if he wasn't next to the plate. But you was next to the plate. They asked you after that, and you said after reviewing it, it's a foul, bro.
You shouldn't have to do that, my boy.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch The Wire coming up?
Yes. Yes.
So, like the ref thing, which you just broke down, is like when
I know. It's season 1, episode 6, game day. I know what you're talking
about. No. I got a different reference. I'm talking about season 3 when Stringer Bell got clipped.
Oh,
and
he said,
and Slim Charles said,
"Let's go."
If we gotta fight on the line, we gotta fight on that line.
But we have to fight. But you don't have to fight that. You don't have to fight that because the game is over.
Stand on the line. Yeah, we got it wrong. No, we didn't get it wrong.
No, said no. It was not a foul. It was barely contact. And I guess it's like the guilt. It's not even guilt. Like, bro,
especially in the playoffs, I really don't want to hear that. The regular season, maybe. Playoffs, bro, next game.
Yeah, like just say, yo, it was not a foul in my eyes. We on to the next game. But then you say stupid, like, not even stupid. I don't like those people. Then you say things like that. Now the next game is people going to be watching you much closer when you officiate, and that snowballs effect on your peers. You're not going to be at the next game. Your peers going to be at the next game. So every time now a foul going to happen, you know what they're going to say? Your man's did not call that a foul the last game.
Yep.
Why are you calling it now? And now they have to live with that. Like, yo, he's right. Because I know people are going to say, oh, he made light contact. It's not and I have no dog in the fight. I'm not a fan of either team. But at that moment, he made contact with the guy. We don't know if Tim Hardaway makes all 3 free throws, too. Let's put that in perspective.
He only has to make 2.
Yeah, he only has to make 2. Well, let's put that in perspective. Some guys don't step up to the table in that moment. So I get it. you're going to say, hey, it was physical all game. I just let them play. But if you're going to say that for 3 hours after that, you don't need to officiate in the playoffs. You could have did that in the regular season. Because that as a fan now, I don't even want to watch the game because it's like the next game is just going to be foul baiting, like they said, or free throw merchant, whatever they say. Because now everybody's going to be looking for a foul. I mean, tonight the game was physical as it's been all series. It's been a good series, but if we're being honest, based on the talent perspective, the Knicks should have won tonight and closed out the series. But for some odd reason, when OG I just wanted OG to really take over this game. Like I told Earl, like they're gonna win this. The Knicks are gonna win this series on OG Anunoby's back. It's not gonna be Carl Anthony. It's not gonna be Brunson. It's gonna be on OG Anunoby. He's the only person on the court with a mismatch every time.
Yeah, they don't have an answer for OG.
And that comes down to coaching.
Put Cade on him, and
yeah,
he ain't strong enough to do anything.
Bro, you're not put it like this. Stopping Cade should not be a problem. You scoring more than your matchup should be the issue. You're not going to stop Cade. You're not going to stop Cade.
I didn't know he was that big. Pause.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah. He's way bigger than you think.
Yeah, it's bro, like
6'6", 220. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Cade Cunningham?
Yeah.
Yeah, he about 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah.
He was 6'6" his rookie year. Cade about 6.
That.
Yeah.
And I don't know about this 220.
Yeah,
that looked like 240 to me.
They say 6'6", 220. I like 6'6". I thought he was like 6'3",
that was
6'4", bro.
That was coming out of college or wherever.
That was some.
But it's like, for instance, like you won't think Anthony Edwards is 6'4" because he doesn't play like he's 6'4".
Yeah.
He looks like he's 6'7".
That's because he plays above the earth.
Yeah.
Speaking of Anthony Edwards, good transition. The Timberwolves are up 3-1 on the Lakers right now, and
hey,
I'm gonna give Anthony Edwards this credit. In these last 2 playoffs, he has seemingly taken down Steph, KD. No, not Steph.
He takes it.
KD,
Book,
Devin Booker, Jokic, Bron, Luka.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, the man
got Steph next round if they go.
And Steph. Now, Mike, I know that you're not in the wrestling, but back in the day, Randy Orton used to be known as the Legend Killer. He on his Randy Orton shit right now.
Well, you gotta remember, Randy Orton also lost to Undertaker. He lost to Taker.
He did, but Randy Orton used to have a list of all the and just check them off one by one after he RKO'd them and punted them in the head. What Anthony Edwards is doing, getting these 3-1 commanding leads in these playoff series on these legends, is the exact same thing. Because let me tell you something. Woo-wee. It's like I had a conversation 2 days ago, maybe 3 days ago. And we're getting ready to wrap up, y'all. It's actually the last series we want to talk about. That 2022 matchup between the Timberwolves and the Grizzlies, where Ja was looking like he was about to be the face of the league. Whatever it was. No, maybe. No, Ja was looking like he was the face of the league. And Ant, it was coming up. It was good that he was second year, got them to the play-in or whatever the case. But just their games, you could see Ja was nearing that near MVP level.
Mm-hmm.
It's not close anymore.
Oh, no.
Anthony is a much better player, and I feel like Ja, since that season where they were the number 2 seed, has not grown his game much at all since then. Now, he's an elite player, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between an elite player and an MVP candidate, and I think that Anthony Edwards has rounded his game so well to be able to seemingly be playing right now like a better player than last year in the playoffs with less talent around him because the security blanket of Cat is gone. And he had to figure out how to win without Randall being in the lineup half of the year.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that his game is on a whole different level right now, and Anthony is here as a MVP candidate. They won 50, 55
Tony
games.
Hops.
He is there. He is there.
That's true.
It's just interesting to see that because the NBA is looking for this face, this, that, and the third. That face gonna fuck around and be in Minnesota. That face gonna fuck around and be in Minnesota, man.
Hey,
I'm
man.
telling you.
The face of the NBA has to be an American-born athlete.
It needs to be.
No matter who, no matter how great you
Russell!
are.
Good shot, Westbrook.
As long as you're an American-born athlete, you're gonna be pushed as the face.
Mm-hmm.
It may be people better than you, maybe not
True.
be people
Yeah.
that's better than you, but if you're born here, you have to sell the product to people that are born here.
There was a
True.
famous sportscaster who was going around saying Lakers in 5, Lakers in 5, Lakers in 5. And I'm here to tell you, nigga,
Shannon
you
in
lied.
50? Oh,
Nigga,
sorry.
you lied. Nigga, you lied. Okay, that's
Hey,
what
man.
happened.
Gabby in 50?
You talking about the dude that only gave his daughter a McDonald's salary of the year
Yeah.
for her wedding? That's crazy.
But said 25 per cheek. 25.
No.
per cheek.
She said 25 per cheek.
Oh,
And he offered her 10. Oh, sorry, my fault.
million.
No.
Million. Hey,
Hey, man.
it's a weird week for older guys dating younger women. You got Shannon Sharp, his escapades, Bill Belichick, his girls speak for him. Don't ask them how they met. We're not here for that. I know. Listen, what Ashley Nicole Moss said, I know what that means in Miami. Don't worry. I know exactly what that means. And now,
Man, leave Belichick alone, man.
now Paul Heyman coming out with this 22-year-old fiance.
What?
Paul Heyman got a 22-year-old fiance?
She also has an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Shout out to Reddit.
Yeah, he got him an exotic Latina.
Yes.
Hey, man.
I don't know what's up with these 60-plus-year-old men or 55-plus-year-old men.
Like
I told Earl the
other day, man,
Rope Sparks. That's
if I'm not married before 45, it's over, bro. What I'm gonna do?
Blue Chew, that's what's up.
No, I ain't doing none of that.
I'm for damn sure not fucking with no 19, 20, 21. I don't like 20-some-odd-year-olds right now.
No, word.
Yo, look. When I be in the club sometimes or going out and I be hearing them talk,
Never
and I know
like that.
I know they
That's
not
what
there
you
to
say.
talk. I know what they there to do. They ain't there to talk.
Exactly.
Come
If
on.
you're born after Armageddon, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I'm cool.
Nah, if you was born anytime after Chris Jericho made his comeback,
Yeah, bro. I'm cool. I'm good. Bro.
I'll even take it further. If you born right when the towers drop,
yeah.
Go on with your business,
cool.
man.
Yeah, if you can't tell me what you was doing in school when y'all got the news, I'm cool, bro.
If you can't recite
I can't tell you what we was doing in school.
Yeah,
They
that's the
didn't
point.
tell
If you can't recite the words on Jadakiss Rap City Freestyle, go about your day, man. You're not in my age bracket.
yeah.
They didn't.
If you don't know who AJ and Free is, keep it moving.
Yeah, bro, keep it moving. Wait, Z, they didn't tell y'all what happened?
Gotta go home.
It was
They didn't tell
sixth
you
grade
gotta go
and
home.
up. Earl,
No,
it
hell
was
no,
sixth
we have
grade
to go
and
home on the
up.
floor.
Oh,
Everybody down. They didn't tell.
They didn't know.
It was literally sixth grade and up.
I have a friend of mine. Who
Yeah.
Oh
my god.
Go ahead. So anyway,
what your friend did? No, explain what your friend did.
I got a friend of mine who two very important albums, one more important than the other, came out that day. And I have a friend of mine who lived in the city when it happened. You know where that friend was? He was at Virgin Megastore to go buy that album downtown in New York City.
Boy, he didn't make it.
Yes, he did.
What time did he make it on?
4 or 5 o'clock. Had no idea what was going on. And when he got home, his parents said, or I think it's one of his family members said,
Where the hell you
what
been?
the hell were you? Yeah. The whole time he's walking in with the blueprint. Like a real nigga.
What's the other album that came out that day? I forget.
Fabulous Ghetto Fabulous.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, Ghetto Fabulous. Yeah. I almost said Street Dreams. But yeah, man. Either way. That's all from us this week. Y'all got a lot. We'll see y'all next week. We out. Peace.
Nothing but the bottom of the net. In the air to center field.